We're about to take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics. Watch this. And a mind. What up?
Hello,
What's
guys.
going on, everybody?
Welcome to
What
my
is
Set of
going on?
Mine.
Y'all doing all right out there?
Yes.
Yep, how about
I
you
am doing
today?
great.
Mhm.
I am doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. What more can I say? Indeed. Lot
That
going
is
on out
that
here.
attitude we have to have. That's right.
Whole lot going on out in these streets. Resident Joe got her internet game on fleek. That's a new word I learned. On
Yay.
fleek.
You know what? They came to check the internet and they said they couldn't do anything about it. But I bought an extension of the Wi-Fi. I don't know if you know what that
Right.
is. And then I connected
Yeah,
it.
booster basically.
And that's helping. Yeah. So I have a Fusion, I have the box and the booster because I live around a lot of trees for those that don't know, and that's affecting my internet. I've tried three different internets. That's the only ones that provide services here by my house.
Oh, really? All right,
Yeah.
so sound like you live in a small town, huh?
I do, and around nature, but that's affecting my quality of technology. But they said eventually there'll be other companies. But that booster is helping me, which I'm happy about.
You know what? How you like living in a small town?
I love it. I love living here. It's so quiet.
Really? I tell
From
you
the
what, that's
city,
a
I
good
come
thing.
to something quiet.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing indeed. That's a good thing indeed. Tula, how you doing, girl?
I'm all right, honey. Ooh, I'm all right. Thank you.
You know, I was asking her about
Just
the
breathe
small
in.
town,
Breathe
and she living in a small town because you know there's been a lot of controversy about that song "Tried in a Small Town." Y'all familiar with that?
Yeah.
Christ
There's
is in a
dude named
small
Jason
town?
Aldean. He made a song about "Try That in a Small Town." He was saying a lot of people get away with a lot of, politically correct things because they live in larger populated cities, but when it comes to living in a small town, you dare them to try that food. That's basically what it was. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. It's something like at the top of the charts or whatever.
Mm.
But I heard you were around my old town where I grew up. How did you like New
Yeah.
York, New Jersey?
You know, it's some really spooky stuff out there. Did you have a chance to look at that? So too, I seen something called the Water Soul. It looked really, really weird. It looked kind of cryptic or whatever. I was like,
The water what?
The Hudson River, Thule. It's very. You know what it is?
Oh.
Love Doctor. It could be because it's really dirty.
Uh-huh.
what do you mean? What do you mean?
It's really polluted. That water is really polluted. Like back in the days, people used to be able to swim.
Oh, it is?
Berries
Yeah.
is very polluted.
Oh.
So at some point, we weren't allowed to jump in the water, but now they're doing kayaking activities there, and people are going into the water. I don't know why, but it was very polluted to the point that we couldn't jump into the water of the Hudson River.
Really?
Yeah, growing up, we couldn't go into that water.
Now that right there is very interesting that you say that, because I just know I'm thinking everywhere the water's polluted and not just there, right?
Could be, but I mean, I grew up there, and I know that water is really dirty.
Yeah. So truly what it is actually I'll put up songs about to know exactly what we're talking about briefly. This is called the Water Soul statue, and it looks really, really crazy. It's like someone, it's a lady, with her finger pointed, and her eyes closed, just like, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
But I guess
that was built in 2020. That's why I can't remember that much. That was recently built.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it is amazing what money can do. It is amazing what money can do. But speaking of what money can do, I recently came across
Love that. I think
interesting.
you have a little staticky noise. You have like a little staticky noise.
I don't know what
Mute yourself for a second. Let me see. Yes, you. Maybe the microphone? Thank you, Royal Kodash. Did like a feedback. Trying to, maybe it's the microphone. Love that. You know more about technology than I do.
How about now? Is it a little better? Still staticky?
Still a little staticky.
All right. Well, I'm gonna log off. Tony just joined. I'm gonna log off and see if I can get back in or whatever.
There you go. It's lower now. What did you do?
It is?
Yes.
What's going on? Hello, Boxer. What's going on, lady?
Hello.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How are you, sir?
Man, not too much. Not too much, man. We just do a little sound check.
Well, it's kind of choppy. You're not choppy?
Oh, it does? All right. Well, I'm going to log off. Y'all take over.
Yeah,
and I'm going to try to log off and see what I can do to get mine fixed. I'm about to restart my computer.
How are you guys? How you been?
Good. I came off.
It might be me.
Oh, he came up. I thought I came in. What's happening? What's happening? He just fell off.
Everyone's logged off right now.
Yeah.
How you been, Tony? How was your week?
I'm trying to figure out what is it doing.
What was doing?
Mine, I'm working. How you doing?
No, it's not yours. You sound fine. You sound okay.
Okay. I'm glad to hear. How you doing? I was listening. I've been trying to get on her to not get her computer. I don't know what she did. She had all kinds of stuff.
I was waiting, but I'm glad we made it. We had some technical difficulties, but we made it.
I see mine is it's a delay.
You sound fine, though. You sound good here. Maybe on your side is a delay.
Okay. Well, I hear it after I see it. But it's coming through fine.
Yes. Shalom, everyone.
I know we got some kind of with all this rain. I guess it's got us all over the place.
Right.
Shalom. I have been slain.
You were sleeping? You worked out today? You did your workout?
I tried to work on that pillar for a few minutes. I'm exhausted trying to deal with insurance companies. Not
mm-hmm. But you got the rest of the day. They say we have to have that little rest during the day.
Oh, I need a nap. I need to go back to kindergarten.
Back to kindergarten? Yes, we used to have that little nap during kindergarten. I used to love it.
I don't even hear it's doubling up.
What happened?
Hello, Tuli.
Hey, y'all. I'm sorry. Pardon my tardiness.
I need to figure out what's going on with mine.
What's wrong with yours? What's wrong with yours? Your what?
The mouth, the timing is not keeping up with the voice.
It looks like it from us.
Okay. Yeah, reverb.
Yes.
Do you have?
Like it's just,
oh, you know why? I think you got the other tab with the YouTube one on.
But I wasn't logged into that one.
Just make sure you look across the top. It might be the first one.
I'm sorry. The first one. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I turned the first one.
So,
Okay, maybe I'm cooking with grease now.
all right.
I need to chart the what you call this where you go in and comment. I don't know what they're doing. Class, it's got all kind of stuff going. But anyway, good to be here and be alive among the living, everyone. I was so tired. I tell you what, I have been slammed this week. Mentally, physically, I have been going. But it's good to be alive.
Yes,
It's
sir.
good to be here with wonderful people. Talking about what's going on today, how we're gonna make it better. That's the whole point of showing and talking how we're gonna make it better. I know a lot of times we don't get to cover all our news stories, so tell us what do we have going on? How far did we
We have
get?
good
Well, I
stuff.
tell you what I got going on, what I seen.
Well, let's get it before we miss it.
How's my sound quality?
Sounds
It's
better.
okay. It's
Very good. It
amazing.
sounds
We need to
good.
try to work on the visual is bad.
Wow.
Like a piece of turd sitting on top of a turtleneck.
Wow.
Let's use it
Wow.
every week.
All right, so I'll jump into the news real quick. I have one clip to show y'all. If y'all have any clips y'all want to share, definitely you can post it in the chat. You can also post it in the private chat by if you logged on in the backstage. You can click on the option that says more, and it'll say private chat, and you can start posting all your videos and links right there at the private chat. That being said, let's get right into it. Here we go.
Years of legal battles are now closed following the murder of George Floyd.
The last of 4 former Minneapolis officers has learned his fate, and a judge wasn't happy with what he had to say in court. Kirsten Mitchell explained.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Inside a Hennepin County courtroom, Tu Tao sat emotionless, ready to learn his fate for his role in George Floyd's murder.
I can't breathe. Those were George Floyd's last words.
The state began by reiterating Tao's authority position as an officer with 8 years' experience, who could have and should have intervened instead of holding back bystanders, while Derek Chauvin held his knee on Floyd's neck.
A self-described human traffic cone. He also prevented others from rendering aid.
Then Tao spoke.
I didn't intend on doing any malice or anything like that, or try to hurt anyone. That was never my intent.
He said he did the best he thought he could.
If you have your Bibles, go ahead and pull it out.
Then spent 20 minutes telling the court about rediscovering Christianity and denying any wrongdoing.
Hold on to the truth that I did not commit these crimes. My conscience is clear.
Judge Peter Cahill was not impressed.
After 3 years of reflection, I was hoping for a little more remorse, regret, acknowledgement of some responsibility, and less preaching.
He sentenced Tao to 57 months in prison, nearly 5 years, even more than the prosecutors asked for.
I think your culpability is less than Mr. Chauvin, but well above Mr. King and Mr. Lane. As an experienced senior officer, was the best position to save George Floyd.
Floyd's family was not in the courtroom to hear this final sentencing.
After 3 years, it's understandable if the family now would like to mourn in private.
In Minneapolis, Kirsten Mitchell, WCCO News.
Tao is already serving 3.5 years in prison for federal civil rights violation charges. He'll serve this sentence at the same time.
Aww.
What y'all think about that? What do you think? What do you think about the last officer getting sentenced in the George Floyd case?
That was a good catch by the judge. Good catch on that.
About him preaching? What?
Yeah, and like he didn't get the remorse. I got that. That's good. Very good.
Yeah, the man said, open your Bibles up. Open the Bible.
Yes.
We're gonna go to. They say he preached for about a good 20 minutes.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. They say that man preached for about a good 20 minutes. So now since he was the last one to get sentenced, check this out. What this right here is about to show is this right here just basically showing the outline of all the time that all the different 4 officers who were involved got. Of course, you got Derek Chauvin, 22 and a half, Thomas Lane, 3 years, Jay Alexander, 3.5, and the gentleman who we just saw. They're overall showing that they're all sentenced or whatever the case may be right now. So I know the family and all that stuff, obviously you can never replace the death. But the question is, do y'all feel as though justice has now been served?
Wow.
No.
I know what I pretty much think is that ultimately, where did the clip go? Ultimately, I like to see different things going on, but I think that no matter what ends up going on throughout the whole entire process, I just think that some of these type of things it's continuous going on, continuing in society and all that stuff, and sometimes it's black on black or white on white or all different colors, but it just seems like the cycle continues to go and continues to move on and on and on.
Thanks.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to take it off. I hit the wrong button. Oops. There we go.
Yeah, they should have gotten more time, but
where's the next article? The next article that we have coming up is about something that happened right here locally in the Georgia hospital that says decapitated baby died in utero prior to delivery. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what utero and everything else means, but it basically says right here, Georgia hospital says decapitated baby died in utero prior to the delivery. The body came out and there was no head.
And
is that true? Wow. So let me read.
Go ahead. Your thing. I can't fight that.
That man gonna read the story, commentate.
Ask the question.
I can't hear y'all talking if y'all talking.
yeah, Jessica, it was an awful story. It is an awful story.
You heard that? Joanna, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Dwayne.
The update is Georgia hospital says that the decapitated baby died in utero prior to delivery. And it came out, the body came out, and there was no head.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, in the uterus, the baby supposedly died in the uterus, like before it was born.
With no head?
But how could that happen, Tuli? You know, how could that happen? I've been analyzing this thing because, I mean, for me, if something like that was to happen to me, I don't know what I would do. But in analyzing the situation, how can a baby's head detach from the body in the womb?
I think what happened was they said it was the bones were broken in the neck and shoulder, and so I think the doctor tried to pull the baby head through the uterus, and that's when it happened. Then they had to do an emergency cesarean, and that's when they took the body out, and then she had to push the rest of the head through.
Oh my gosh!
The crazy part about it, they didn't find out until the funeral home got the body. So they didn't tell the parents then. They wait till the funeral home got the body. And this story hits home because this is the same doctor hosting that Aria and Tasha was born.
Tasha to me.
I think it was I think it was Tasha to me. One of the two.
Hey, I'm getting sound.
And how was your experience with them?
I could barely hear Bostic. I don't know if it's my computer or if it's yours. Can y'all hear Bostic talk?
It's very low.
Oh, you can hear me?
We heard.
It's a little low.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still low?
Yeah, I'm turning up the volume on your microphone now.
Is it still low?
No.
Is it still low?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, I was saying this is the same doctor that we went to. Not the same doctor that did it, but it was in the same practice, the same hospital practice office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keandra actually was with that doctor. They did a few procedures, but not the whole thing. But they said that they tried to pull her head out, and that's when this, I guess, snap came off. But the whole thing was the funeral home had to discover it or tell the parents, and not the hospital. That was crazy.
I know they wanted her to immediately. Well, I read they wanted them to immediately cremate the baby and things like that, but they wanted to actually their baby. And I get that. I get that. Just what if they hadn't done that? What if they hadn't done that? And the fact that they popped the baby and wrapped the baby up so that the head was on there. I don't know. I don't. Now I've definitely sister-in-law lost her baby. It was a 10-pound baby. So, and we in the room, a 10-pound baby.
Wow.
So they will give you the opportunity to hold. I mean, we saw the baby and how big. I don't know why they didn't wrap the baby. I guess, people handle things differently, but we actually saw her baby, how big her baby was. He was absolutely huge. But yeah, that was quite sad that they were trying to cover it up. So what would you have done being a nurse? Because she wasn't in the operating room alone. There were a lot of people in there, I'm sure. What would you have done in the operating room?
I guess really ain't much you could do at that point. You kind of, I know me from a guy perspective, I don't know nothing about the delivery process, so I don't.
You know what murder looks like.
Well, I mean, what I've done. I mean, but at that point, you already see the baby dead, so I don't know.
I got that. I'm not talking about as far as the procedure, because she's the one that's supposed to be doing the procedure, nobody else. But as far as after, would you have said something anonymously?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason why they're giving the officers the time that they give them in the George Floyd case, to deter other people from doing it or not to report it, and to discourage any officers in the future from standing by. So those things should also teach others lessons that, you know what, I need to report it, because it's going to come to the light. And then when it does, everybody in that hospital room, they're going to lose their practice, they're going to lose their license, and they're going to do time. Because there's almost, I don't think a malpractice suit going to even cover that. What kind of suit is it? What kind of insurance they have that the doctors have?
Yeah, malpractice.
Malpractice. This is almost murder.
Yeah.
You know what? I've heard things where they talk about just in general. I've heard different things in terms of, obviously looking at the picture, it looks like, this happened to a black woman. I don't know how accurate it is, but I've heard and seen articles about, black women, during the birthing process, they don't get as necessary as gender treatment. As general treatment that they should during this process. Do you think this is one of those things where that came into place, or just negligence, or just maybe just an honest accident?
No, I don't think it's an honest accident.
Honest accident.
No.
I would want to know. I would go a bit deeper. I want to know: do babies or parents on Medicaid get treated different than people who pay? Yeah. All right.
Yes, they do.
They do. They do. Because I've had both insurance.
Because HMOs and Medicaid aren't people they feel like they make decisions. When you do Medicaid and you do HMO insurance for those that have them, you're pretty much left to the decision of the insurance company versus a PPO, where the doctor and yourself are both kind of co-partnering on your health care, on your welfare.
Now,
Information is not being discussed with the government before it's being discussed with your insurance company. It stays between you and your doctor unless otherwise need to be known by the insurance company for payment. So a lot of things are a problem here when you look at this situation, as well as the last situation with the Chauvin case involving George Floyd. I have constantly lately been, which I've said for years, you have to establish your own system. And the reason why these things are handled, you won't find, quote unquote, what they would call Chinese people or Jewish people that will come to quote unquote Black community in order for them to service them as far as healthcare or banking. They're typically going to bank in a system that favors them, that looks like them, or respects them. The problem comes with the so-called Negro. We haven't learned that yet, how important it is for us to establish a healthcare system that nurtures us, that understands us, and that cares for us. That's not being separatist. It's just at this point we've complained about the same things for years, and it's past redundant. It's ridiculous to say redundant. It's just ridiculous that when you constantly keep seeing these stories keep arriving, they're never going to stop. So the constant conversation about them on whether it's a mistake, whether this person is racist, well, at some point, since you know this, why do you continue to allow these people to work on you or service you? At some point, you have to take responsibility and take the initiative to see the importance of why you need to establish a system that nurtures you. Then guess what? Now other cultures will start to date you, like India. Now, if you look this year alone, India has received the most accolades. India has moved to the number 3 economy in the world. India wasn't respected, although they had the number 2 population in the world. They moved to number 3, and they're on their way to being number 2, soon to be number 1. Why? Because they started looking at nurturing and caring for their own, regardless of where they are. When Modi came to America, the Indian Hindu people came out in support. They made a big, respect, and they made deals with these people. GE, white American-owned companies made deals with them in business because they wanted to do business with them. They realized these people can't sustain themselves. Every country he going to, Australia, they said he was bigger than Bruce Springsteen, who's a native. They said, listen, we love you. You are bigger here than anybody ever been here. These are Australian people who say this to Indian nation because they see they can sustain themselves. They have a system. They have a bank. When America caused banks to fail in Europe, when this the bank in California, when it crashed and it took down a lot of banks, and a lot of banks here, a lot of loans, took down a lot of the market, took down banks in England. India told them, we're still strong. We never put our money in that system. We have a system that's proven to be safe, secure, and it didn't affect us. So this is the problem with the so-called Negro. We're constantly raving about the same thing. Where is change? Where is, what are other people doing to get from under the thumb of the oppression? India didn't come over here to see if they can allow Americans to do their healthcare system, that they can allow them to do their banking system. They came in and did some joint ventures where they could make money with America and America make money at the same time, but it was mutual and it benefited India. Every deal we make with white America here, and just being flat, are always deals you don't benefit. The benefit is small, the label is great, and the loss is maximum, overwhelming. So at some point, so-called Negro race has to do something different. Go ahead, President Doug.
Now, someone put that the doctor is Black. So I feel like if she had a Medicaid, it's more negligence. Like they just didn't give her a good treatment because of the health insurance, like Shareth Bostic said.
Well,
hold on, time out. Why does race have to play a part in it?
No, because the Love Doctor was saying that no, because somebody mentioned that it could have been because it could have been a white doctor, so and was not taking care of, because it happens a lot of times, like the Love Doctor said, but this time it was the same color, not taking care of your own people.
Can I bring up this point also? I was reading what the article said that the young lady, she had, she said that she was awake during the cesarean, and that she saw his head come out vaginally, and the torso and the legs were delivered via C-section. She said that she saw that. Now, she also was diagnosed with diabetes, and she was a high-risk pregnancy. The reason why I'm bringing up diabetes because like I told you about my daughter, my sister-in-law, she was diabetic as well. So these babies grow huge, where her baby did. So I don't know what how big her baby was or whatever. So it could have played some role into why it was difficult for the baby to come out. Not sure, but I thought those two things that were common. This situation and my sister-in-law's, situation.
See, the issue is not going to be more or less what happened at the birth. The issue is going to be why did they hide it? Why did the funeral home had to find out, and the parent and the doctors didn't tell the parents what actually happened?
And that's another thing too. That if she actually said she saw a head come out, and then one way, and then the rest of the body come out the other way, I don't see how you can say that you didn't tell my baby or
exactly
told her that her baby had died. She knew her baby died.
Yeah.
Childbirth.
They said that they made her push the head out. She still had to push the head out, but the rest of the body had to come out the cesarean.
Right.
The whole body
So
come out.
that part, as far as hiding that, I don't know if that part was being hid from her. And another thing about insurance, a lot of times you think that it's because of the type of insurance you have. It just all depends on the practitioner, be honest with you. If you're coming into treating a patient based on just treating a patient, not what they have or what their insurance is, that makes a difference. Medicaid, if you are a Medicaid patient of mine and I treat you, you know how confident I'm going to be with treating you. I know I'm going to get a check from Medicaid. Okay? I know I'm going to get paid because I'm treating you. That is an automatic payment. If I have insurance, I can do the same, but Medicaid, you have these fees you submit, even for insurance companies, even the HMO, you can submit your fees to the insurance company and say, I will cover your patients, but you have, just say for an exam, you would have to pay me $100 per exam for your patient. I will see every patient in your company, but you have to pay me $100. And then when those patients come in, I know 100% I'm gonna get my $100. Now, when you have a PPO plan, you submit it into the insurance, and you collect at the visit. You say, okay, the exam is $100. Your copay is $20. All right. I submit it to the insurance company to get my $80. The insurance company doesn't pay me $80. So guess where I got to come and get this money from? From the patient. But the patient said, no, my copay is $20 because my insurance is supposed to pay $80. So that's the fight that we have when we are PPO providers, as opposed to those that are Medicaid, which is a sure payment, and also an HMO, which is also a sure payment. So it all depends on the practitioner that you choose. That's why you need to make sure. But it does limit you on some of the things that you have to pay for out of pocket when you do have HMO plans. But rest assured, if you have an HMO and you go to the doctor, that doctor has agreed to see you and to accept whatever payment that insurance company pays.
That's true. That is very. When I had Medicaid, it was just hard for me to find good doctors. But you know, it's hard to find them, but you can find them.
That's because they pay late. They pay real late. They don't pay on time, and then they're discounted rate. Typically, Medicaid, whatever your rate is, Medicaid can do like 70% off.
And you know what? Let me tell you, everybody pays late. What you don't know is that on HMOs, at the beginning of the month, they will give you a check based on how many patients have signed up under your office. These patients don't have to come into the office. You still get this check every month. So,
really?
Yes. People don't know that. You do get paid from HMOs every month. They'll pay me because I got people on my roster. That's when they say, let me check to see if you are on our roster, or let me check and see if you have been assigned to my office. Because if it's $5, well, back then it was like $5 per patient each month. That was automatic money because you signed up for it. When you don't have to come in, I'm still gonna get $5 whether you come in or not. And when you came in, you don't have to pay. I got $0 for your exam because I agreed to get that supplemental money each month, whether you come in or not.
Yeah, that is true.
I
But
was
it
a
is true
different-
that
I
you
was-
payments a little late. Because when they do like payments a little late, because when I was doing independent contracting in New Jersey, and I had people on Medicaid, which was great because, like you said, Tuli, it's guaranteed money. It's coming in. They're gonna pay you, and they give you something extra because you have clients that come from Medicaid, which usually are more need the services more than these other people that have private insurance. But they did pay late, and they did ask for extra paperwork in order to pay me. So it is true, but they do pay a little late unless you show paperwork and process.
It's all based on when claims are submitted, and that will be an operator error. If you got a staff that does submit your claims once a week and they're behind, then you can't blame Medicaid for not paying you on time or in a timely manner because your claims have not been filed. That's not Medicaid's fault.
That's true. Everybody blames them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Really?
They have a system set up, like I said, and a certain, just like Georgia Power. They only pay like every 90 days. Now, if you offer them a discount, they'll pay you in 45. But you got to offer them a discount. If it's not, you agree to that. People complain Georgia Power is great to work for you get your money, but they have a 90-day billing cycle. So it's all about people understanding billing, and that's what messed up. People get people in the office, and people in the office don't know what they're doing, and therefore they'll put it on the system. But people don't accept Medicaid because they don't pay. They accept it because they do pay. And once you know how the system works, some people work the system till it becomes criminal. You can use the system. It can be beneficial because it does give it a lot for some things for people who don't have any health care. We had a guest on here years ago when COVID first came out. Bostic, a friend of yours, we brought on here. He explained to him about how, what a great doctor was. A good doctor and a great doctor is one that plays a part with your health care.
Correct.
So a lot of that is important. We're just kind of ushering people in, setting up clinics and sending in low budget paying clinics, taking the Medicaid, and they learn how to use the system for what it is. They're just looking at Medicaid, don't care. You chose them. We paying if you went, we got you say that's your problem. We complain, we have to learn how to patronize. Even if a person is of the same race, that doesn't affect the motivation to establish a system that favors us. Again, everybody that look like us aren't a part of the care for us. Just like everybody, Caucasian is not any care for all white, all Caucasian. Same with Hindu, any other nationality race it is. That's the problem. But still, there has to be something in place. It's not a perfect system, but it can't be any worse than the system we've already got. It's every day. You can flip on the news somewhere around the world where people that look like us and brown people are always being affected some way or another in the system. Even when the flood, the bad weather comes, they're going to go to certain zip code areas first. If Dunwoody gets hit in spring and Sandy Spring and Buckhead, this is where the adjustments are going to start. If they get hit in the low-lying areas of Decatur and a poor zip code in Atlanta, you will be last. And most of them are not told what to do. Hey, secure your property. You have a right to secure your property because I might not get to you for 30 days. The people that don't know will say, I was sending out emails now trying to get claims submitted now on some jobs. A lot of people don't know. what needs to be done, and we're not educated about how the world works. And because we're not educated, we put out a lot of we spew out a lot of misinformation and disinformation. Once we learn how the system works, excuse me, we can coordinate, we can navigate very well. People call it's just we don't know. So we don't know. We kind of stuck, and poor people, poor other race people are just kind of stuck with your hands up, and you just kind of being led with a gun to your head. Versus, I know how this is supposed to work. And you're not going to leave. I'm going to tell you how we're going to do this. I'm going to tell you, and that's what we got to kind of educate our people on. Going here, I'm sure her husband wasn't there because she was no doubt this lady who this happened to, no doubt possibly wasn't married. Am I correct? I didn't read the story. Did it speak about her husband?
They didn't say husband. They had separate. This person.
I was gonna say, like,
let me see.
What do you think? What do you guys think the issue was here? Like Tuli said in the past, like ask questions. I think they respect someone when they're asking questions, educate themselves. And what do you think happened here? Because I'm trying to figure out where did that.
I don't know if
did they go wrong?
Her first one or not, but asking questions. I mean, you can ask. I definitely do that, but it's literally it all depends on the moment, and you fall into these people's hands. That's it.
Yep.
But doctors in general, I feel like
I don't think they respect you because you ask a question. They fear you because they know there's a potential lawsuit. Some people you can make them feel like it's their fault. Some people they buying it based off of questions they ask, which means they've done research and they know what they're talking about. And none reason to look at them, or you do a different one because this is a possible lawsuit. So they hear somebody say sue. Watch what nurses do. Watch what doctors do inside their office or inside their room. I remember one time years ago, my blood pressure spiked. Like, listen, I jumped up and drove myself to the hospital with the window down. I was burning up. It was like 228 over something, 170. Listen, I got and told them people, hey, my blood pressure is up. Them people they were trying to get information. So when they took me in the room, they had probably like 6 doctors around me. Those doctors kindly walked right out the room. This young lady rolled in the computer and started wanting to get out my information. I said, my blood pressure high. Listen, I said, my blood pressure, I just struck out. She said, let's just get your information. They came in the stairs. Listen, none of them stayed in the room. They all walked out of the room and left.
Let's get paid.
Information because it made a difference on what care they was going to give me. And they listen. And I called it down a little bit. Listen, everybody moved out at one time and she immediately came straight in with the truck because they knew if something happened if I died and they was going to be charged because you sat here, you didn't run the aid because you were trying to get this information. So but see, this is how the system works.
It is.
They looked at this and how they set you up, set all of us up. The hospitals, I tell you what, you work here, you can use this facility and use this stuff, but you don't work for us. You're an agent. These people come at you. Yeah, years ago everybody worked for the hospital. There was no the pharmacy bill. You had a pharmacy bill, hospital bill. You were not getting a bill from a radiologist, a bill from an ophthalmologist, a bill. You had a bill from the hospital. This is what you owe. This is what you owe the hospital. Everybody have relinquished and cleared themselves of any liability. Yep. So you walk in, it's like really you walking when you go to the hospital now in certain hospitals, everybody has on a ski mask. Even though you see that name tag. Who's the person? I can't remember. I don't know what they look like. They was white. They like that didn't get. I'm just saying they were basically on a ski mask. People staying away from that. People are really write this chart stuff. Emergency is different than when you get admitted.
If you keep reading the article, the hospital is separating themselves from the doctor. They said the doctors, they said they're independent.
The hospital is
independently conscious.
Absolutely.
You were on the land now. Them doctors don't work there.
No, because they know something went wrong.
Let me tell you what else happened. If I'm correct with the former Crawford Lawn Emory Hospital. They got a lot of doctors from renting those buildings over there. They had they have separate building where you rent. Listen, they got there. You weren't here because they start looking at this. Still ties me to liability. Does that have an office here that you rent and you have your own private office over in this building? No. Because somebody it's going to be hard to relinquish responsibility for any criminal damage that you do, whether negligent or whether just blatant. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe not just knowing it was an honest mistake, but at any cost they're looking at. Which you can't blame them.
No.
By the facility, you are administering the medication, prescriptions. The CEO of Grady Hospital is not coming to write no prescription, do no surgery.
Right.
They're not admitting or discharging nobody. They are making administrative decisions to make sure the hospital is functioning, capable of their liability. That's it.
If you think about it, too, most small business owners have contractors. They don't have employees for this exact reason. If you think about a lot of businesses, even if you own yourself, certain things that you do, you remove yourself from liability because things can, so you have a contractor.
That's a smart strategy, you know.
You got you. What's that? That's why I read that.
They're talking about CareSource, which is, I guess it's a Medicaid name.
Programs Medicaid provides for free.
Who took it down? Who took that down?
They have a lot of that they offer people. So
who took that down?
Hold on, guys. Look. Who took the comment down?
You know who took it down.
I take it down, just put it back up.
But
why would you take it down? Like why?
I hit the comment trying to get to the other one. I put the comment up. I went ahead and posted it up. I had clicked on it.
Man, listen, if that man don't post
CareSource at the bottom.
If you don't post it, it's coming down.
No, I'm the one that posted it. That's what I'm saying.
Your name is Chanel?
No, I'm the one that posted it on the live channel.
You the one that clicked it?
Yeah, I'm the one that clicked it to the live.
And then you saw we trying to read it and get information so we can bet out. So you just took a point you in that turtleneck to remove it.
Man, that man claiming the already labeled him as a serial killer because all he wears turtleneck. So when it comes, they say, yeah, he killing people when he turtleneck. That's what it is.
Yes, but yes. This is great information. I always take it. You can take advantage of this stuff. You paying, somebody paying. So ain't nothing wrong with Medicaid. Ain't nothing wrong with HMO. Ain't nothing wrong with it at all. Covered.
I was loving it when I was free.
Self taken care of. No.
Medicaid, they're gonna get their money because we mentioned Medicaid and we mentioned the insurance company. But check this out. I went to the hospital and I wanted to self-pay for my wife to have the baby. Right? No insurance, no Medicaid. I said, I am paying. That hospital said, Mr. Bostic, I understand. But for the procedure, we're going to put you on Medicaid.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that it's paid. Like, that's going to be the option. You go on Medicaid.
Wow.
That's going to make sure that they get paid. Now, I said I was self-paid. They say, I understand, Mr. Bostic, but we're just going to put you on a pregnancy Medicaid for this procedure. Just for this. And I was like, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
They know go get. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Because you can't go to jail if you don't pay. All they do is what? Like my mom would say, all they're going to do is gun sheet your job.
Wow.
They can't gun sheet.
That's true.
They ain't going to gun sheet. This is what had me so scared growing up. I didn't listen. When somebody finally told me garnish, I was trying to figure out garnish. That garnish. I said garnish. Why were they saying gun sheet? Listen to y'all sound. Done it. They gonna gun sheet my job.
Man, please. If
I heard garnish, I thought that was a different procedure. I learned these people called it garnish, gun sheet.
Wow.
That's that Medicaid.
So much he said, the doctor. That would be good. I need to get you on some Medicaid.
Who?
My husband.
I'll take it. Listen,
I said exactly right. I would take it. I ain't playing. I'm
tell you
very.
something. I remember we'd have a graded card when I was coming up. We didn't have Medicaid. You had a graded card. That graded card, you could even get on a bus with it. Graded card meant don't F with me, I will hurt somebody. I have a graded card was like, you go down there, them folks saying, you have your graded card. You got your grade. You don't. They send you all the way around. I think it was on Pratt Street. Y'all don't know Grady. Grady had street names. First time a hospital ever had street name. Pratt Street. And go back around there.
Really?
You had to know where the snack bar was. I used to know the streets in there. You
that blind man used to work the snack bar.
you working out and get your money and get back. You just be so impressed. I don't know if it's right.
Man, that is the most ghettoest hospital I have ever seen in my life. Like
save lives.
Like, hold on. Let me say this. I'm not knocking the care because if I need it, take me to Grady. If I get burned, take me to Grady. I'm just saying that is the most ghettoest hospital. When I first seen that they had metal detectors at the doors, I said something is wrong.
Yep.
That actually came in from our oldest daughter. Well, her aunt actually worked at Grady years ago. There was one Halloween. Because you used to go in Grady, just go any street, go any floor. I mean, you just walk in and Grady just going.
Absolutely.
She worked there, and one day something was doing Halloween, and somebody came in her office and attacked her Halloween with a cuss and cut her up. She almost, I'm talking about,
wow.
If it wasn't for the fact she was at the hospital, she'd have died. After that, they moved. This was like early 90s, sometime in the 90s, and they went on here, they put the metal detector, they shut it down. But this person was going, I don't think they ever caught the person. So, while Grady has the worst restrooms on the planet, you don't go to Grady use the bathroom. You go to Grady. I got shot. They rushed me in the hospital. They brought me in the ambulance. Grady walked out there. Listen, I ain't even getting a room. They rolled me in the hallway and laid me, put me against the wall. They said, listen, we have emergencies here. We're going to put you in. I sat on the wall for 17 and a half hours, and I left. Grady, they told me flat, we got emergencies. So you go to Grady, you can go to Grady Hospital. Let me tell you what movie they will never play at Grady Hospital. Y'all know which one it is?
John Q?
No. The Resurrection of Jesus. They're not impressed. I'm done with you. Listen, that 3-day stuff, Grady sitting here saying, are y'all serious? They're like, are you serious? I mean, raising people up in 3 days. Listen, Grady can pull you out the deep freezer. You've been out for James Brown sitting in his house for 3 months. Grady Hospital was not impressed. They're like, listen, James Brown, it was 3 months. He was in there, icicles out the nose, perm is frozen. They told him James Brown can't be revived. They like, if you got a Grady card, if you see you get down here in the next 30 minutes, next 2 weeks, they're like, we can get James Brown back. Whitney Houston, everybody could have about, where did she die? She didn't die in Georgia.
No, she wouldn't have.
They flew her, Dr. King, they flew her to Mexico. Nobody went to Grady. A lot of great people have died because they didn't go to Grady. Dr. King, when he was up in Tennessee, when he got shot, Memphis, see, them folks, these people not doctors. Them folks tell you dead before you get there. They don't even know you. They don't back Grady. Listen, until Grady has worked on you properly, then they can say it's a Grady. The only people officially can say you dead.
Wow.
If Grady Hospital called this show right now and said dead, all this will fall out in the TV and the screen will just go out.
I think all doctors have a nonchalant attitude. Like they don't care. They care for you, but like their aura is like, okay, what's wrong? All right, this is wrong. Okay. I don't know what it is, but it's just like,
you know what it is. I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. It's the fact that more than likely you're leaving something out. You're not being completely honest. If you think about it, when you go to the doctor, are you being completely honest with what's going on with you?
You know what?
It's not the patient's job. It's not the patient's job.
No. I'm just saying, just look at it from that point of if you're here with me and you want me to help you, and I ask you these questions for a reason, because I can't help you if you don't give me all the correct information.
You know what? You got a point.
No, I think what the doctor is trying to do is just gather more information to go to medmd.com to type it in and figure out what's going on because they don't know off the rip what's going on.
No, I agree too because I used to watch House.
If you don't shut up. Why I'm talking, man?
Wrap it around that lip.
Goodness, man.
Let him have it.
I'm done, man.
Get a
Go ahead,
keeper,
talk.
son. Get a keeper, son.
Talk potato head with a shade. Go ahead, talk.
I'm talking to you.
I'm done.
So you said they're going to MD.com and what now?
Type it in the ailment, the symptoms.
They Google it.
Yeah, they just typing in the symptoms. Like, okay, look. So my pool is my backyard, right? I get a sample and I take it down to the pool store, and I say, hey, I want to get some chemicals. I want to make sure I treat my pool, right? So I take it down there, and automatically they will ask a question. They will say, "Is your pool green?" And so I will say, "Yes, it's green." So they give me the same formula. They give me the green and clean, and they give me all the stuff, but they never test it. So I said, you know what? One day, you know what I'm gonna say? I went down there. My pool was not green, right? It was not green, and so I said, "Can you test the water?" They test the water, and they said, "Is your pool green?" I said, "No." Guess what? Now they have to find out what's actually wrong.
Right.
They got to find out what's wrong. But they so used to people saying my pool green, and they already know sell them this. And so when you get doctors and you come in and say, hey, listen, my blood pressure high. They already know what medicine they finna give you. They don't know what treatment they finna give you. They don't know what's causing the blood pressure to go high. Hey, what happened here? It is already a system. It's already a system. They had an article online. I just saw a video online. This guy broke his ankle. And they show on the video, he's filming the doctor sitting at the desk, watching YouTube, saying how to wrap a broken ankle. And he's filming it.
Serious?
Yeah, he's filming it. He's filming her watching a YouTube clip, how to wrap a broken ankle. And he's just sitting there like, are you serious? Yeah, these doctors are just, it's crazy.
How old did the doctor look to you?
She looked at probably about late 30s, mid 40s, something like that.
See, can you pull it up, love doctor, while he's talking?
Yeah, just type doctor watches YouTube to wrap ankle. And he's sitting there, and it's embarrassing because we're putting our lives in these people's hands, and they're going.
But I do have to agree with you. I feel like doctors here are different than doctors in other countries. Doctors here is here like, all right, you have this, here's medication. Doctors in other countries are like, all right, you need to lose weight, you need to drink this tea, you need to. It's completely different.
That's not it, Wayno.
Can y'all help me? Can y'all be more descriptive?
He said, doctor.
But if you look at that, go ahead and watch it. But there's some other things you need to consider. If you look at today, everybody looks at YouTube. I mean, mechanics. You don't have a mechanic that just works at YouTube. Everybody look. I know. I'm telling you what YouTube has done. Before that, it was going to the medical book. They kept in their drawer, which was too small because the book was too big. So now YouTube has allotted some of them the time. I don't have time to sit down and read it, but if I could see it, if I've forgotten a step, sometimes like I don't know this person, I'm not covering for them now. But consider this in. I do so much. You gotta remember how many medical how many prescriptions. I gotta write the medicine, know how to write it, the dosage. I gotta understand all these different procedures. There's some procedure I might not quite remember, but if I get a quick glance, like me, I know how to tie a bow tie. If I see the video, it'll alert me again how to do it. I don't wear a bow tie. I hadn't worn a tie in so long lately, but so now if you can see it, a lot of times you can say, okay, now I remember how it goes. But sometimes you will forget procedure because you know so much. You got to remember how much information a doctor has to hold. A medical physician holds a lot of information. Other diagnoses they had to keep up based off of. Like I said, some things they ask about, I had to go today and get a refill for some medication, blood pressure medication. They had me so much there. I had a sexual transmitted disease.
I put it in the chat. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, goodness.
Appreciate it. I got it.
You do all that. If I need blood pressure, am I sexually active? How many partners do I have? I mean, this is stuff we need to be sent across at the table, eating steak, drinking some wine.
That's all right.
That's what's going. Also, want everybody think of the best your mama joke.
Here you go. Here you go.
Please come up with best your mama joke.
Please. Let's see. First of all, if his ankle broke, he shouldn't be up. So sit down. Leave her alone.
That man, she watching YouTube. Like, come on.
No, I don't think they want that. I'm sorry. I don't think they want that.
Man, come on, man. I don't want no doctor that stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night watching how they gonna operate on me right before they finna do it. I just don't want it.
Why not?
Well, some of them probably believe it or not, no, Boston. I'm with you. I understand what you're saying, but think about this, Boston. If a doctor's gonna do
Don't know how to
surgery,
rap.
it doesn't hurt to go back and say,
No, and you want that. You will want them to do this to refresh their memory. Even with traditional
surgeon covered them.
medicine, there are so many herbs that you have to learn. There are so many steps that there are.
This is the exact reason why college is almost a waste of time, because you can learn so much information, but you have to always go back and do refreshers, or come to a situation and have to go back and say, you know what, let me see, how do I need to do it? You get what I'm saying? I mean, I understand. I'm just saying, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see you looking on YouTube. I don't want to see it.
If that you okay, you rather not know.
What?
I mean, you rather not know, because when they leave out,
No.
what they're going to do, they're not going to tell you.
No.
Talk to you right
I'm gonna say, go give me another doctor. Give me another doctor. Give me another.
More than likely, they're gonna say, "Okay, Mr. Bostic, I'll be right back." And then I come back, I'm gonna tell you.
That's what they're gonna do.
Diagnosis. They don't usually tell you right there. Okay, you said you did this. Okay. So you're gonna do this. They said, "Okay, give me a moment." You don't know what they're going to go do. They're going to look in those books because they are there, and that's what they're supposed to do. Or try to see how they're going to diagnose what you have. That's only if you have been honest with what went during the interrogation part.
I'm just saying. Tony talked. I'm calling him Tony. See, bad Alex. Right. That's probably the fourth time I call him Tony. But right.
Don't call me late for that.
He just got through talking about these doctors are giving these prescriptions to these patients because the insurance company and the other people that's making the medicine are paying the doctors to give to the patients just to try it out. So all I'm saying is doctors are not being doctors no more. They're just YouTube doctors. They're just doing a lot of research and they're looking at stuff, typing in everything you said. And you almost telling the doctor what's wrong with you because you done looked up all the symptoms. My wife the worst at that. My wife, she already had all kind of cancer ailments. She diagnosed herself.
Wow.
Dwayne, shut up. Every time you say wow, you want me to shut up because you do it to pastor. And I know you. I know you. No, I know you. You do the same thing to preacher. You do the same thing, man. I know your kind. Every time you say wow, you want the person to shut up because you do it to pastor. I'm watching you, man. I'm watching you.
He be on YouTube.
But
I'm done.
Gareth, how do we not know if this person is a nurse or a resident doctor?
I want an old doctor that's teeth rotten and that's got a real nasty attitude because they know what they're talking about.
I had one of them, and he was so good. Listen, he specialized in stuff. He was
Maybe
old.
this wasn't a doctor. Maybe this was somebody, a resident doctor.
This guy was 81. He was going skiing. He told me he was going skiing. I said, he told y'all go skiing. So I said, this guy's good. He said, everybody been diagnosed wrong to get it right. I said, great deal. So he said he went, brought me a pill, gave it to me, and I got the pill, took it out of hand, took the pill. So we talked. I got ready to leave. I left. The bathroom was out in the hallway. So I went to the restroom. He walked in the restroom, and he went over there and he peed over the other stall. He came out the stall. He said, all right, take care. and he just walked out the bathroom. I saw Blake. The pastor ain't wash his hand. He gave me a bill. He walked out there. I'm still paying. He don't came out. He listened. He washed his hand. He said, "Take it easy." And I said, "Oh my goodness, he should be under the prison." I'm just hoping he white with his hand and not with the palm of his hand.
Dwayne want to say wow so bad he just can't right now because he's been exposed.
His brother got him choked up.
Hey, I just realized I can't win. If I don't say nothing, then why you quiet? If I say something, I don't want you to talk. If I do it else, so it's good. I'm used to this right here. See, I get all this in the emails every doggone time I hit my inbox. I'm used to it. It's all good.
All right, let me ask you this: the best your mama joke.
What? We are informing.
I want to hear. Yeah, somebody come with the best your mama joke. Ain't nobody mama personal now. It's just saying.
Man, where I come from, them jokes that we didn't do. Every time somebody did that in class, it ended up with somebody getting rolled up, going to the office.
Man. That's right.
Man, you can't joke. You have to say something about people's mama.
No, I know how to joke without doing that. I get them with her. I talk about them.
That's a toolbox you gotta have for back to school for the kids. They gotta learn survival skill jokes.
Hey, man, I learned about that mama stuff. Man, this kid, man, we was like about 8th grade. We were sitting in church in the balcony, we were pointing at people, talking about how ugly they was. We just talking. We just laughing, just pointing, being out laughing. So the lady said behind I said, look at that lady now. How ugly she was. He got a serious face saying, man, that's my mama. I said, man, quit me something like that. That's my mama. I said, whoa. Time to learn about the Lord.
Wow.
I'm trying to come up with the best your mama joke. Nobody mother person, please. Nobody's mother. So you say your mama. No one's talking about nobody's mother. You can have fun without the expense of someone's actual mother. Okay? So calm yourself. So Tula came up one saying, your mama's so old, she on first name basis with dirt. Who that? Y'all like that?
Alicia said,
hey, you just said it, not me.
Matata.
Alicia said, your mama's so fat, she got a scale and it kept going. Wow. She got on the scale and kept going. Wow.
Oh, girl. Okay.
Are you serious? You said, okay, then? He even think about that saying, what was I thinking, JD?
Wow.
Because you think about that, because they got digital scales now. He think about the old one he used to roll around with the number. You remember that one?
I have to think about
no, that's what Alicia said. I'm reading what Alicia said.
Where that's at? Alicia died.
In the chat.
Come on, you got to go.
In the chat.
Where's
my mama joke. My mama joke way better than that.
I was really scared. I said, he couldn't say.
Go ahead.
No, Alicia said that.
Sarah said she laid good, Sarah. Sarah, you have a seat in the Mount Cougar. That was actually my joke. You did great. It's too late. Yes, she thought it was you, but it's mine, and you did great. Oh, you're so fat. She got.
That's a good one right here. This was good.
What that was? I'm sorry, man. What is that? Hold on, your mom was so stupid. She got.
Put it back.
Hey, who just put it back? No, who just took it off? Yeah. Who did that? Who did that? Who did that? Why would you do that? Why?
Mama's so stupid. She got locked in a mattress store and kept on the floor.
And slept on the floor. That's funny. Real stupid too.
Preacher, you're hard. I go last because preacher is hard.
That's scary. Now I'm trying to figure that's terrible. All right, who else got on your mama joke?
Yeah, that is terrible.
How about
what about
your mama so crippled she can't even take a walk back down memory lane?
Go ahead.
Wow.
You like that, boss? Come on, man. Think about that. Your mama's so crippled she can't take a walk down memory lane.
Oh man. At least preacher, my brother just called.
That's tight.
My brother.
I ain't my brother one call now. That's tight.
Oh man.
That was a good one though. My brother called. So who we got? Listen, who else we got?
Your mama's so short when she your mama asked short when she
Hey, lay off the short jokes, Tula. He said, talk about your mama. He said, nobody no short jokes. Lay off that.
You know what? There
you go to stick to the assignment.
You know what, little doctor? We can tell you got a little offended.
Wow.
At the short
Why you said wow? See, he just said wow.
You know what that means? That means man, he wants you to shut up and just enjoy and savor the joke.
Oh,
shoot.
All right, we waiting on y'all joke while we go. Come on, what else we got?
What is it? Boston. What?
Raw.
Boston's got started. I ain't do nothing.
Don't worry about it. Well, why not do something and make you do it? So what else do we have in the news? Because I know a lot of times we don't get to cover all the news. There's so much that we enjoy being on here just talking to you guys.
Hold on, guy. What? So we're not gonna cover the Alabama Raw. We're not gonna cover that.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Because I have my opinion on that.
We're not gonna cover how the racist black people jumped on the clean white people.
Yeah.
Now we can talk about it. Well, let's do this last one because this last one, because we might not be talking about him after this article. Your mama is so dumb. She stared at a box of orange juice for 10 minutes because she said concentrate.
Wow.
That's good.
Oh, shoot.
Good stuff.
That's too educated. Who is that? That's too educated. That is
Uh-oh.
Who does that? There's a lot of thinking in that.
Dwayne changed up his words. He said that's good stuff. So that means it's time to move on.
I can't win. See that? I can't win. I can't win. Can we settle and have a truce?
That man said that's good stuff. He want to move on. Go ahead, Dwayne. Tell your story, man. Go ahead.
This is not my story.
Who put it up?
Do y'all know what happened? Y'all don't know what happened?
With what?
Yeah, I know what happened.
Go ahead. Tell us then, sir. You got it.
Okay, well, there was a ferry out on the water that was trying to dock, and it's been riding around for 45 minutes.
Really?
So the co-captain, he decided to go because there was a boat that was docking, preventing them from docking. So one of the co-captains got off the boat and began to try to find out who boat it was. They even ran license plates, and they even called the person that owned the boat to see if they could move it. Couldn't reach anybody. So at this time, they needed to dock that boat. And once that they couldn't find anybody, the co-captain, which is black, which is the first guy on the dock that we see, he moved the rope and he moved their boat up 3 feet up. At that point in time, both of the males, the Caucasian males, they saw him moving them, asking what is he doing. Then the other guy came and he kind of pushed them and attacked them. Hat went up, and then you know the rest. So this is a very interesting story. The different sides of it. There was an owner of a store that was actually with the white people. He ran the way because he stated he did not want to get in trouble. He owned the store. He didn't have nothing to do with it. And yes, he was not charged. But the other 3 people, they were charged, but they wasn't charged as a hate crime. It was third degree aggravated assault that they charged the 3 Caucasian males on. And I think the black guy who actually hit the lady over the head for Harriet Tubman while she was sitting on the floor, I think he got charged as well. Now that was excessive. That was excessive right there. That was excessive.
But let me ask you something. I heard that they were using racial slurs when they were fighting. So is that, I don't know if that's
a hate crime?
Of course, everybody uses racial slurs, nigga, mother. I mean, it's coming out. So I mean, in the moment, in the midst, those things are gonna come out. I mean,
I wonder how they got away
I
with
wouldn't doubt it.
crime situation. But they didn't. They were black. That's probably what the intent. Okay, got it.
I wouldn't doubt it. But however, I will say this. This will turn into a start of something bad. Because what's going to happen is now the next time Caucasian or anybody else, it will say this will not happen to me. There will be gun violence getting involved. And every time something happens, it's going to be going right back to the situation. And it's going to end up going into a race war. That's my prediction. And this will be a start of something that's going to be. You got to think. So think about it. Think about it. Let's rewind it, right?
All right.
Let's say if it was a white guy, right? Telling some black people to move, they wouldn't move. The black people jumped on the white guy, right? And the black people started to beat the white guy up. Other white people come in and jump in more than them and starting to beat them up. There's a white police officer that's watching, right? The black guy beat up the white people. Do the white police officer get in trouble? Because you see the black police officer, you saw him laughing, right? You know he didn't break it up.
Oh, he did? I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was laughing. He was laughing. He never broke it up. So, I mean, I'll put it like this. I am proud of my people for at least standing up. They didn't sit back and watch this happen. Right. Because this is just something that's always been going on. And imagine if there was not cameras involved. What would happen?
All them would have been, it would have been the people of color would have been blamed for the start of it. And the Caucasians would have been the people that would have came in trying to rescue and save and just break it up. I also earlier, when I posted and I saw it, I said that that was not going to be over. That's Alabama. Nobody, and it's going to spill. It's going to come back up. A lot of news stations, I think a CBS station I saw there at the doctor's office, they showed some of it. The news have been kind of staying away from it. I think it's been federal. I think they sent down federal communication people to let the news stations know it's going to erupt to a powder cake. This should have been all over the news. All over. Nobody's really talking about it because they knew it's going to fuel a lot, and it's, especially for Alabama. The point I say now, where we at now, I'm really on the, and I've said this before, I've been a lot more angry. People took it, I think you being racist, I think that's racist, no different. That's not the case. Nothing's going to change until you can support yourself and you can represent yourself. You know, you can take it how you want to take it. I assure you it's not racist. Listen, I have no ill feeling against white people, Caucasian, none. And it kind of pushes you there because you keep looking at, because we down, these people are ugly. You can't get mad at nobody else if they get themselves. So they say, well, the system allows for them. Then let's stop working in the system. Come on. I mean, at some point, it's like if cheese constipates you, what do? Keep eating cheese.
Stop.
So that's what the system does not work for. I can't say it no plain. I said it with the words. People lost it. I said calm. People don't understand it. This is not hard. It's really not. When you have a military, when you have infrastructure, when you control some banking, when you produce a manufacturer, I'm telling you, people treat you differently. It's just like with PPO insurance. Now let me get this straight. Is there a law where people of color can't get PPO insurance?
No.
No law. This is all about affordability and choices. What do they teach us? They can educate you in college. What do they teach y'all about PPO and HMO?
No, HMO was the cheapest.
That's all.
That's what we know. I didn't know nothing about it until I graduated.
They didn't teach me anything
until you get out here in life and you run into it. The average person in life don't know the difference between an HMO and a PPO. So it's not even when you graduate. It's the fact. I'm looking at this. You the stupid fool paying this extra money for a PPO. I got an HMO. And they don't even know the difference. Saying they just know my insurance ain't that high. That's what our conversation is. Man, I'm paying all this money in insurance. Man, my insurance ain't that high. They think so. That's all you know. One is cheap, one is more expensive. Go with the cheap. Even people in human resources would advise. They'll say, "Listen, I can't advise you. You choose." But there's like look at the price. They need you on the HMO. So when you educate people on why you paying more, like, so I remember I used to go to the store with my dad. He would buy the bigger of anything. Bigger was always good. I remember the little small roast. I didn't know the different cuts versus the shoulder versus the butt. Where the meat is cut from, there's a different cost. You might be eating beef, like if you eat cube steak. You think cube steak and T-bone steak and Wagyu is going to be the same, although it came out the same cow. Because there's a more expense. This is a smaller cut, but it's a healthier cut. It's a leaner cut. It's a better cut and a better taste. It cooks better cut and a healthier cut. So this is what you start looking at. We have to educate our people on why certain choices need to be done, why certain moves have to be implemented. It's not about, white people bad. Yeah, you got bad. Well, come on, everybody got bad. At this point, when do we say, let's sit down and get out of it? This is the part that blows my mind with my own people. Why do we constantly keep doing like this fight? You know, this fight motivated me. It didn't motivate me one time. Let me just go beat up white people. Let me go fight white kids. You know, I looked at, why are you still on this system? What else do you need? The fact of this story will never look bad in the eyes of white people, okay? It'll always look bad on us. Those people should have stayed out of it. They should have left it alone. No one's going to say that about the other Caucasians that came. It'll be inclusive if there's no way to get their people out of the mix. If it's not where they're just as much to blame, then I could separate them. You know, they'll look at with Trump. We have a nation that is defending a man who has over 34 felony charges. There is no time in history that we've ever had a president facing over 34 felony count. Way to go. And these people are saying his polling rate is going up. He's getting more money than he ever raised. Because this is the eyes of the system. And you can go and say, that's wrong. You know what they look at you? We're the retarded people. It's their system. How can you tell me I'm wrong if it's mine? If I create a game, it's my game. Tell me how am I wrong? It's my game. How many times have people watched basketball, football, and disagreed with a referee call?
All the time.
And felt like the referee call cost the game.
Oh, sorry.
And guess what? And tell me how many people, everybody, I ain't never watched it again. What they come back and do?
Watch again.
They'll pick up.
Trump is being treated very unfairly by the people. Yeah. That man is innocent until proven guilty. And at the end of the day, the man will not have a fair trial because the prosecutor, she's a Democrat, and she voted for the man with the wide nose, Obama.
And then I'm telling you what's another thing you hear people say, and I don't think it's fair, but you know, if it's funny, it is. Like you hear them saying, Michelle Obama has this huge penis. It's like, see? She's a man. I'm telling you, you seen that? Listen,
that's crazy.
Good friend. He said he's Caucasian. He's not a Caucasian. There's another guy I know. Whitest guy I know is Chris. But this other guy, he's got some white. He said the white guy told him, man, you see that thing? It's so big you can't hold. She got to hold it with two hands. You see her saying, it's funny you laugh because it's like, you're really silly. You really are spewing out this woman has a penis. Them not her. She got an Adam apple. Them not her kids. You're like, it's scary. You cannot like a person. I can't get over. Why not just tell the truth on them though? Tell the truth. If you feel like she's not a good mom, that's your opinion. If you feel like she's a tramp, she's done something. Okay, those are you. But you telling people that she's not even a woman. You're not her for that. That's somebody's mother. Those not her kids. She has a penis that she got over too. And once that stuff, it's all over the internet. Think about you flip on the internet, you see this stuff. You're like, wow.
Obama.
Like, I gotta open my legs up to show you to prove you I'm a female or a male. It's like, I'm just.
Do y'all know what Obama? Can y'all name something that Obama did for black people?
The school skills in the school system. He pushed the agenda that you couldn't just put young black men out of class anymore and just get them out of schools.
Do y'all know that Obama is the reason why they can't charge you penalties for having a bad check?
You can't do what?
Why they don't send you bad checks anymore?
You know people used to write bad checks and the bank used to fine you for having a bad check. You know that don't happen no more.
Oh,
When you deposit if you deposit a bad check in your
Say that
account,
again.
they charge.
The fees. The fees.
I'm trying to think. Did they just stop
Mm-hmm.
that? I'm trying to think. I haven't.
Yeah,
Had that.
you don't have fees. Obama stopped that.
What?
Obama also because you won't notice fees come out your check for your account for bad checks. Because when somebody used to write a bad check, they used to charge you a fee. They hit you with that.
$35, $25.
I didn't know they stopped that.
I want to say I
Yeah,
got
they
a
changed
charge.
that.
Yeah, we have been charged for that before.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Mhm.
trying to say that. It seems like I.
He also he was a part of the act where I didn't notice that it was illegal to where you can pay men more than women, but they had an act where they actually changed that, where they had to be paid a fair wage, but legally you could have paid men more than women. And I found that out because I was talking to somebody. He was like, "Well, this is something that Obama had did, but of course he don't get paid. We don't get a lot of credit for."
He saved the housing market. He did a lot for white people. He saved the housing market.
Yeah, he did. And a lot of times, you don't see what a president or the effect until after they're out of office,
Right.
because the other president they'll get the credit for it. But when you actually do the research on who started and all kind of things, But I just think presidents they're the fall guy. You're the fall guy. I mean, you actually the fall guy for things that go wrong. You have the power of the pen, but I really would have liked him to put something on the books for black people to abolish slavery for good. But I'm like, why couldn't you do that? That would have been big, major.
Yep, it would. Or giving them the permanent right to vote. That's an easy one.
Right.
They already vote and just make it permanent. I don't. That's that. I've been waiting on that, and I'm like, who's gonna do that? Nobody wants to do
And
that.
the permanent right to vote.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna touch it because they feel like it's not needed. Certain things. What's sad again? I guess I just finally came to an end in my life now where I'm at. I'll be 55 in another month or two. 2 months. And it's like I'm refusing to fight stupid battles again. You're inside this system. That's their law. A lot of stuff we fight, if you really think about it, like marching against it. If you really look at it, we are the fools. How do you? Let me ask you a question. Bossy, you at home right now?
Yes, sir.
I come over your house. Can I do everything you can do in your house?
No, sir. No, sir.
So if I can't, okay, I don't feel like you fair. I feel like you racist.
You can go to your own house. You can go to your own house.
No. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk around in your house with some more people, and we're gonna take signs, and we're gonna boycott you in your house. And I know they might think about it, but think of how did that make you feel that we're in your house and we're gonna we're gonna block you from going to your kitchen wherever you try to get to the bathroom. Listen, brother, we're doing a sit-in. You're not going to the bathroom. How pissed would you be?
I'll be very mad.
What would you be ready to do with us in the way and with us blocking you?
Fight, kill. To be able to stand.
And you know what? You know why? Because you're a racist nigga, and you just want to kill us.
Nah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People not looking at the anger, frustration. This is. I know we can say we were here before. I can agree on a lot of it. Let's just look at how they look. I know this fact, but just look at how they look at it. We didn't get the paperwork first. It's who filed their paperwork first.
They created the system first.
Say, Lord Doctor, me and you are in the same job. You really want this job? You've been going up to the job, looking at it because you looking at the job. Before I even heard about the job, I done popped up here. I done filled the application, got mine in, and got hired, and it's my job. And then you pissed with me because I stole your job. You didn't get your paperwork in.
Right.
And this is how they're looking at it. They've been told, it doesn't matter what these people say, you got your paperwork in. It doesn't matter what they say, it's your system. So they're fighting to defend something because it's our system. You're invaded. Their system was never set up to say, one day, no one of the founding fathers said that, one day, these immigrants, which are the other people, are going to have these jobs, and we need to be fair to where they can get these jobs to presidents, Doctor, we broke through. Go look up history, first white doctor. You don't write stupid stuff like, go look this up, first white soldier. Because it's them. So let's stop. I just got a point where, why am I wasting time getting mad with something when, won't you just stop doing it? Just get out of it. It's not designed for you to make it. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I don't know, man. I just, at some point, I'm tired of fighting the same fight, marching the same march. We have never accomplished, you can say what you want, we have never accomplished nothing because you keep doing it based off of their standards and ideology. They will let you, we all can agree, we all, 5 of us, live much better than our parents did. Am I correct?
Right.
Yeah.
We have it much better than our parents did, much more better.
Yeah.
But yet you still under the same oppression.
Sad. That's true.
What changed with the oppression? So you can matriculate in the education system, in the economic system. I mean, in any of these things, it's more business owners. We are still behind the buck. So it's bad that no one has come with a concrete plan that really liberates us on a larger scale than, okay, this was bad. George Chauvin is the guy who killed what's his name?
Right.
George Floyd.
Okay, let me ask the question. How many white people would it have took for him to go to jail?
What you mean?
What?
If he was black and he had killed a white man, you know how many niggas? Hold on, you know how many niggas in America, Moors, Spanish, other white people across the globe talked about it. Do y'all not know his brother went to the United Nations? Listen, this is one white man who put his knee on his neck in front of America. This is on camera. This was in front of America. Nobody can. And the fact it took all us to protest in Covington, Georgia, Conyers, Georgia, all of Atlanta, the whole state, all these states to get one white man in jail in Baltimore. Do you know how retarded and stupid we look? You know how they add, this is a joke. How many men do it take to screw in a light bulb? I tell you, less than a niggas it take to get one white man in jail.
That's right.
That's sick that we ought to be embarrassed. That's embarrassing. That's what that says. What about your power? What that says about your respect? People stop going to work. They burn down store to get one white man in jail who did it in front of America. Who got what? 3 years? 5? We look like, and we bragging. We got a shirt with his name on it.
33 years. 23 years.
They gave us taxpayers' money. Buster, you paid for that crime. I paid for it. You paid for it, Dr. Joe. It involved none of us. None of our family members were involved. How did we pay the Floyd family?
Hush money, man.
Because we set out for a buck.
Right.
So when you want to look at your real power, that's why I'm frustrated. I'm not with it. I ain't with the black go more. I'm tired of that. It don't accomplish. It takes too many of us to do something, and it's too trivial. After George Floyd murder, who did we start talking about? Breonna Taylor? How many more did they bury? You have, when I say you, we have never accomplished nothing together. It has always took other races to be in that march. It has always took a white face influence to say, go ahead, let them have that one. That's a, look at the boy when he got killed down in Savannah, Brunswick. Look how many people it took to get involved. We got people crying and staying and saying, he was so crazy. All I kept thinking about, I wasn't going to see my kids again. You mean you left your home to jump in your car to chase a man jogging down the street who never been to your house or affected you, jump out of your car and wrestle with him with a shotgun and a handgun that he refused to let you put on him and shoot him, and he wound up losing his life, and he looked like a madman who was going to die, like he was finna kill somebody. And they didn't know if he had a gun. He had on some shorts and a t-shirt. I'm tired. Can y'all tell? I'm tired.
It's crazy.
I ain't
It's
got- I
true
don't
though.
have it. I just
It's
don't
crazy,
have-
but it's true.
I don't have the fight. I don't have the push for that. I'm done. It's like, listen,
Yeah.
how long have y'all heard me saying, create your own system? How long have I been saying it? I started now when this happened in Montgomery. No, I started MOOW. Make your own way.
Since I met you, for me.
I've been telling people that is my motto. Make your own way.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How many millions of us, and
That's
we
right.
bragging about that. We started an organization from off of one white police officer. It took all the way. What about the young man in Chicago who was shot, who walked down the street, started dancing in the street? All the police surrounding, the other one following him in their car. One officer steps out from the crowd, wasn't even in the scene, and shot this boy, unloaded on him. And he said the same thing the guy did in Brunswick. If you could have seen his eyes, it was
Wow.
like, it was nothing. Look, just pull them up. Look at those two clips. Just let them see.
You can give me a little more description?
With George Floyd, I think he tried, not George Floyd, but with who that was talking about, the guy, the boy in Florida. I mean, the boy in Savannah. He talked about how his eyes and how he looked. And in Florida, I mean, in Savannah. You remember the boy in Brunswick?
Oh no. What are you asking me to look up?
The young teenager. You listen to the statement of one of the gentleman that killed him. He was talking about how, looking at his eyes, how he looked crazy. All he was thinking about, he wasn't gonna make it home.
I think is that the Ahmaud Arbery that you're referring
Yeah,
to?
Ahmaud Arbery.
Okay,
It's the
got it.
son's
All right.
testimony.
1 second.
Then there's one more who said, and then the gentleman in Chicago who killed a young black man, he was walking down the street of mental illness. He was just walking out. The police were already following him in the car. They surrounded him he never did nothing. He was walking down the street. He started dancing. And one officer stepped from the crowd and just laid him down and get his testimony. He said the same. He said his statement. He said when you looked in his eyes, he could see like he was possessed. And he was just fearing for air. And the other officer, it was one officer stood up out of all them Chicago police officers and told him he didn't agree with that stuff. He knew. That's what when you stand up, people hate you. That's what's wrong. Too many of us are not standing for right, wrong. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever your culture, race is, everybody is wrong. We keep bowing down to these people. Call them out. Go ahead.
Man, when I put in Chicago shooting man dancing, it's a whole lot of articles that pop
I
up.
forgot. He had a mental illness. He walked down the street. I think they gave the officer like 3 years. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Why we talking? Oh, Black Ambition. Wow. Y'all know that man said.
Yeah, a lot of them on him.
I know that's. Oh, I remember that's why he's looking for that. Your mama's so dumb.
Can you give me a little more details? Because it's so many articles. I don't know which one.
Somebody, when I listened, they remember the young man. He was walking down the street and he started dancing in the street, and the officer just
y'all
stepped
posted in the comments. Help me.
That's
okay, yeah, they'll do it. But you can pull up the Ahmaud Arbery when the son testified about how he looked in his eyes and all, like he looked like he was possessed or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing.
But you said that the person was dancing in the street.
The person was walking down the street, and they called in on him. He was walking down the street.
Oh,
and then he started dancing. He walked down the side. The police was just following him in the car. They were like he hadn't done it. They was following him, but he reached a crowd of police, and they was in the street. They just surrounded. They were just kind of looking. This guy gets out his car, walked through the crowd of the police, and just walks up to him and just shoot him dead in the street. It took a while before they brought this man into justice. He only got some smart. He started talking about, oh, he looked in his eye, he looked possessed, and he was fearing for the other officer's safety. All the officers was just standing there. If they feared for their safety, they would have pulled their gun.
Are you serious?
Yes, he only got like 3 years. He out of jail. It's been a few years back. It took a while, I think, to get him in the court. One white officer showed up when he got to testify against him. All the other police got up and walked out the courtroom. They should all been fired.
I don't know if this is it, but we can try this one.
No, this is on the
one. That look right.
That's him. Yeah, he testified to how crazy he looked.
By the time I get to the front truck, he is at the front corner panel on the right-hand side, and he turns and is on me. And it's on me. I mean, it flash. I mean, immediately on me.
What are you doing?
He grabs the shotgun, and I believe I was struck on that first instance that we made contact.
What were you thinking at that moment?
I was thinking of my son. It sounds weird, but that was the first. This first thing that hit me.
What did you do?
I shot.
Why?
He had my gun. He struck me. It was obvious that he was. It was obvious that he was attacking me. That if he would have got the shotgun from me, then it was this is a life or death situation, and I'm going to have to stop him from doing this. So I shot.
Did he stop when you shot?
He did not. He was all over me. He was still all over that shotgun, and he was not relenting. So I shot again to stop him. That third shot, which I thought was second, that final shot, he disengaged, and at that point, he let go. He turned and continued to run down Satilla.
That's the other guy right there, Laquan Daniel.
I don't know. I sent you a
Nothing they
video.
put up there. That's the other guy.
You sure that's
McDonald? Okay, I'll find that one too.
I said, damn sorry. Yeah. So that you can say it. So yeah, that you see how they always use the fact of, oh, but you were the aggressor. How did you know how long it takes to look at someone's eyes and recognize crazy? Something, especially when you're struggling for a gun. Why am I looking at your eyes? If I'm struggling with you,
Right.
I'm looking at your eyes. I'm looking at where the gun is pointed, and if a hand is on the trigger. Okay. And it should show that. And I want to
Warner viewers, what you are about to see is disturbing video of this police officer shooting and killing this 17-year-old teenager. We'll show you the video right now, but if you don't want to see it, this is a good time to turn your head away.
Okay.
I never seen this version of him. I guess this is him speeding. His police is cruising. You see the police that's surrounding him. He just walking down the street. He didn't commit any crime.
I in the street.
Yeah, he just walked. You see the police. The other one. It's just something coming out. So there goes somebody in a vehicle.
Ooh.
There you see the 17-year-old
They didn't
Laquan
show
McDonald.
that.
He was jaywalking there on the street. This is dash cam video from the police vehicle. He is lying there on the street right there. And the police officer, Jason Van Dyke, 37 years old, shoots him. We've stopped that video at that. There's no audio on the video. We've stopped it at that point, but you get the point. Once he's down on the ground, the video shows that he goes over there and shoots him some more. Actually, watch this. We're going to continue showing the video.
What?
He went down. He shot him some more while he was on the ground. That's why he stopped. They're gonna show it. He
There
came
you
and
see
shot
other
him.
police cars. Other
So
police
is this
officers
just
are
coming back up?
on the scene.
No. What happened? It just stopped.
Yeah, that's all it shows. It's just like a little over a minute and a half.
You gotta listen to that. See, just show if you could pull up his testimony of him just saying how the boy eyes look and what he feared for. He feared for the other officers because he looked crazy. I mean, see, this is the problem you got. The fear of you comes out after they kill you. I'm not afraid of a death. Okay. But I'm saying this is the problem again. But the system allots for this one. This is why the same defense is always used. If it works, why wouldn't I use it?
Right.
Because how you already been portrayed? A drug addict. Yeah. See if you find where he talks about how the guy looked.
Is that look like him right here?
That is him.
All right. Let's get him a stay. All right.
A white Chicago police officer charged with murdering a black teenager took the stand in his own defense today. Video of the shooting appears to show the teenager veering away from police before he is shot, but the officer told a different story. Dean Reynolds reports.
An emotional Chicago police officer, Jason Van Dyke, told the jury today what he saw and why he shot 17-year-old Laquan McDonald on that October night almost 4 years ago.
His face had no expression. His eyes were just bugging out of his head. He had just these huge white eyes just staring right through me.
So what?
He also
Can I
had a
replay
knife
that?
with a
Let me
3-inch
replay that.
blade. In this dash cam
Let
video,
me replay that. Just let me
McDonald
take
is
it back
seen
just a little
eluding
bit.
a shot 17-year-old on that October night.
No expression.
Go.
His face had no expression.
How you see that?
His eyes were just bugging out of his head. He had just these huge white eyes just staring right through me.
He also had a knife
Wow.
with a 3-inch blade. In this dash cam video, McDonald is seen eluding a police pursuit when Van Dyke gets out of his SUV and takes dead aim. Defense counsel Randy
And you saw
Ruckert
his
walked
eyes,
him
okay?
through what happened next.
I was yelling at him, drop the knife. I yelled it, I don't know how many times, but that's all I yelled.
Yeah, but what the knife?
He
What,
keep advancing toward you. He never stopped.
But neither the dash cam video nor even the defense animation of the deadly confrontation shows McDonald advancing.
And what if anything you do with his arm? He waved the knife from his lower right side upwards across his body towards my left shoulder.
Also not seen in the video. So why shoot 16 times?
I see him starting to push up with his left hand off the ground. I shot at that knife. I wanted him to get rid of that knife.
Prosecutor Jody Gleason was incredulous.
You're not trained as a police officer to shoot at somebody's knife, are you?
Nope.
No, you're not.
Van Dyke was the only officer of at least 7 on the scene that night to open fire. The public outcry led to mass protests, the dismissal of the police superintendent, and the election defeat of the state's attorney, who
Look where they're
charged
at.
Van Dyke only after the video was released.
The prosecution argues that Van Dyke was enraged that a black boy, as they put it, had the audacity to ignore police commands. Van Dyke is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder that, if convicted, could land him in prison for life. Closing
got 3
arguments are
years.
expected this week.
See how that?
Hold on. Say how much time you say you got?
He's been out of jail.
3
He got like
years.
3 years. He didn't get. I think he didn't do 3 years.
Look him up.
What you said? But look how the story told you. If found guilty, just look at how much time he got. Now those guys who killed Ahmaud Arbery got more time because they looked at they wound up making a big screw because the prosecutor there was friends with them, so they had to make a example out of him. Plus the boy was in a man. He hadn't even passed his. He wasn't even supposed to be a police officer. They had been extending the time. He wasn't. He wasn't even supposed to be a police. You know, he already had been looked at. They kept extending him time to try to pass the police post. He had to pass his post. So they do all kind of stuff. The prosecutor kept the case out of the way. This story only came up because they brought it to Atlanta. This story had already, well, we learned about Ahmaud Arbery. That was like a month or so later. That wasn't even a new story. It only became new because we had just heard of it.
Right.
This is the power, but listen, this is the power of their system. That look who it took in here to make the difference. You saw they saying the prosecutor in Chicago, he lost the when prosecute the superintendent, all these people covered. What color people did you see in that line? That's why I say you can't hate Caucasian. There are Caucasians that don't agree with it. And they were in that line saying this is wrong. But the problem again becomes you can still operate and be a part of America, but you just need a system. You need a military. You need manufacturing. You need trade. You need banking. You need banking where you can empower your people. You don't need bank where people come put money in the bank and people take money out. We'll build a bank that says, no, if you put your money in, you're vested.
Right.
And when you're invested, there's interest to be paid when this bank makes money. There needs to be an incentive. You say, well, other banks don't do it. It's because people don't know the power of the dollar. So you set up a bank where people put their monies in, then there are certain things allotted to those people per how many dollars. That way you encourage them through business, to learn how you make us make money. Because we're making money. We're taking this money, we're going out and we're going to spend it in white communities, Chinese communities, Hispanic communities, other communities where we can also do business with them and bring back monies to our bank. Nobody thinks about what Bank of America. Bank of America is not black owned.
Nope.
All these banks, Chase Bank, these are all white banks and everybody banks with them. So why we can't have a bank and we start offering this center, giving people the opportunity where you can bank with us. So now you get your people encouraged to do things like this.
We're not gonna go though.
We can, but guess what? About
it's black banks out right now. We don't go.
But let me say this: I was a member of the Citizen Trust. I stopped using them for the fact that they didn't offer me some of the things I needed. It's some things that there's been some time. I would have a problem banking with them, but we need to go further than just giving you our money. Giving you our money when we bring in large amounts of deposits, we're putting. Then there need to be certain things allotted, and encouraging other people to do the same also.
So we don't support each other unless we can get something out. Unless
we support what's going to get something out of it. Let me tell you why we support Bank of America. There's no way you take that card out and somebody look and say, I never heard that bank. You pull out a Bank of America check and I write it. Nobody never told, oh, what is a Bank of America?
Yeah, because I mean, you can't use no black bank crossing the country. You can't make deposits. I mean, you got to think people travel. I need to use,
somebody come meet you and pick your money up from you, boss. They gonna meet you on County Road behind the Burger King, and they gonna get their money. They gonna see you, and they gonna see your check.
Why we gotta do that?
I think maybe if things could be taught. I mean, a lot of this stuff, as I'm getting older, I'm thinking more about it. But
Dwayne, you ain't no older than me. What do you mean you get older? I gotta mess with you, Dwayne. I'm sorry.
That's true now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we got to learn the system, man. The system is just, this thing is so bad. Because now you got black people, they the gatekeepers. They the senators. They the congressmen. They the people that's fighting against us. Until something wrong. My thing is, in both scenarios, the black kids are not here to defend themselves. So yes, I'm angry, and yes, I will be their voice of defense because they're not here to defend themselves, right? The victim is gone. He can say he was glassy eyes, and what the black kid can say? Well, yeah, he was running, but dog, he can run. Why he can't run? A knife? He's not even in your area to shoot him.
Yeah, 16 times.
Didn't even happen. We're looking at a tape of what happened. None of that stuff. He didn't
16 times.
That. That's what's crazy. He couldn't prove that was we. They literally couldn't prove for it.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, man, you shot him when he hit the ground. You went and you continued to shoot him
16 times.
Not him shoot the knife. Remember,
I didn't realize that he was literally the only officer who pulled the trigger.
Yeah, if you see,
I thought because I seen the bullets flying off the ground, I thought it was multiple officers shooting at him.
Listen, you heard what he told. What they told you, he told his friend. He was upset because a black guy would not heed their commands. This is when you have, and you know what? It's bad that so many officers will have to eat that because a lot of officers will agree that was just downright dumb and stupid. But you know what's unfortunate? The code of the blue wall is so strong, and this is what's dangerous. And these police should be under prison. You think about this, Dwayne. Just say all five of us were police officers. If one of us did something that was inappropriate that came against us, and we guys know that, the other ones know, and we could say something about it. But because of the fear of if somebody did, something's going to happen to us. Not from the public, but from our own.
That's the same thing.
That's not scary. The fact that I'm working with killers. I can run up here and get a call to Reno, to Dr. Love. He's at home with a gun. We're coming wide open with guns. But at the same time, we the same people now. We will come the same way at you, one of us. If you try to turn on us, if you tell on us, we will kill you. These are the people that's going to arrest you.
Yeah.
Something wrong. You know, the FBI even looked at like New York police. They can't stop them. They're unstoppable. They outnumber them. They are a gang.
Chicago
police. Listen, the FBI will never attempt. They'll take. They don't ever want to cross them police lines. The police are their footwork. These are their foot soldiers. These guys get the real intel information. They on the ground day to day. The FBI only have a lot of information they have from them and their informants on the streets. So for the FBI or CIA, they have to put a man on the ground to infiltrate. The police are on the ground every day. So their ears are already to the streets, which makes them dangerous because they all have guns. And it's hard to get a guy. When a guy says, if I say, okay, I'm gonna turn state evidence against you for, it's other officers that's involved with you guys who will look at, I will wind up getting myself killed on this job. I will get to a call and they will make sure I will be shot. And the person will not be found and the murder weapon is missing. That will be a signal to every other police officer who takes it upon themselves to say, I'm going to stand up and I will turn on one of my own. They had a state patrol. Y'all remember, you can pull up the video. I can't remember. It was a Caucasian woman. She stopped a police officer in his police vehicle. He was speeding. He was running 100 and something. She chased him down and had the gun on her. And he was mad with her, asking, what are you doing? She was like, he was flying down the expressway. And she wound up arresting him. That lady had to quit her job because of the death threat. She was a state patrol. She had to leave her job because of the death threats. Can you imagine that? I'm stopping a police cruiser who's doing what I stopped cars for doing. This is reckless. You don't have on blue lights. There's no need for you to be going down the street. They just had an officer, a white officer just arrested another officer, man. Well, he could arrest, he took off and left. A deputy stopped the police out. He's like, what are you doing? I'm going, he's like, man, let me get your ID. He said, man, what? Get away. And he went to work. They fired him for it and arrested him. Who did it wrong?
What we looking
Yeah,
for?
hold on. What did Dwayne Johnson do? It said Dwayne Johnson get what?
So he got pulled over.
And what else? He was tased?
Teases the police about having guns.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's probably that. So when we looking at the other video when the state patrol stopped the speeding police officer.
Yeah, is this the one at the top you're talking about?
I think it is. She chased him down. No, it's a female. They were showing
daytime.
It was night. It was a police. She was chasing the police officer in a police cruiser. State
Y'all
patrol.
help me in the comment in the chat to find the clip.
Oh gosh, let me see.
Why you don't ask for help when you wear that hot turtleneck?
Hey man, I'm trying. I feel like Wheel of Fortune over here. You give me a few letters. I'm trying to solve the puzzle.
You're doing a great job.
Okay, let's stay with the truth.
Dude, I appreciate the compliments, y'all. I need compliments because I'm insecure about myself. So the more compliments make me operate better. So I appreciate that.
You know what? I had to take a dunk earlier. I seen something look like I said, you know what? That's no confidence.
Wow.
Oh, I think I got it right here.
Got it.
It's in Florida, right? It was Florida.
I don't know where it was.
No, don't put that on Florida, Tula.
Yeah, let's see. I think it was. She was chasing. Yeah, she wanted to chase. He was in a police cruiser.
Claudia Castillo. Look that up, wow.
Could you repeat that, Smitty?
Claudia Castillo.
You gonna help me spell it?
Claudia.
Claudia?
D-L-A-U. Should be you, D-I-L, Claudia.
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 Castillo.
Yep.
Is that S-T or S-E?
Castillo.
Oh, Castillo.
S-T-I-L.
Let's see. What part of the island she from, Dr. Joe?
She might be Cuban. Castillo.
Okay. Yeah, that's my. She in Florida here.
Wasn't a shooting one. It was a
I don't know what it is.
They're looking at the wrong. It's not a shooting pumpkin.
No. In my island. It's charged for what?
Police stop or something.
That Dr. Joe. That's you, Dr. Joe. She's the favorite you right now. Right there. No, she favorite Dr. Joe.
I was John Avoid in my former life.
Yeah.
Claudia Castillo.
Oh, I'm gonna throw that accent on a Kuma Matata.
Oh my.
She out now. So you can find we can take a look anyway.
Did you guys hear about that news where they came into the two guys' house and they raped them this week?
Yeah. What happened with that?
Yeah, oh my goodness. That broke.
Did we cover that last week?
Sex toys.
That infuriated me.
What happened?
Last week. You remember the police came
We covered that last week, didn't we?
I can't remember.
No,
I remember it came up. I don't think we got a chance to talk about it.
I think I got it right now.
I have it right here.
What?
You know, the police sexually assaulted the two men. They used sex toys on them. I mean, they used
that infuriated me.
All right.
Maybe 1 minute.
I thought we talked about it. They said they poured milk on them.
Milk?
Yeah, they did some all
They
kind
put
of
milk-
crazy stuff to him.
I think you might have read it
They
because
try to waterboard them.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
all that
okay.
type of stuff. Yeah.
it was it was just disgusting. I can't.
Mhm.
That's unacceptable.
You tell people like that, there's no need to keep you in society. That's what we got to start doing. We got to start
Right.
putting some people out of society. You shouldn't be in society. That's it. We should have a place where we cash you away. We gate it off. There's no way you can get out. There's water surrounded. There's no boats or anything. You have to fend and feed for yourself. And just keep you out of society. If you ever get caught back in society, we kill you.
Oh, it just
The
breaks my
6
heart.
officers involved in the Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker case pled guilty to a host of civil rights violations. 12 News' Tia McKenzie has been following the story. She brings us an update now. Tia, what can you tell us?
Melanie, all eyes are on Mississippi after the U.S. Department of Justice announced guilty pleas for the 6 officers involved in the January abuse case. Those charged in the case are former Rankin County deputies Christian Dedman, Hunter Elwood, Brett McAlpin, Jeffrey Middleton, and Daniel Oakdyke, as well as former Richland police officer Joshua Hartfield. Back in January, the 6 men who referred to themselves as the Goon Squad because of their use of excessive force and failure to report it, raided a Braxton home. During the incident, they assaulted Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker with a sex object, beat them, and used their stun guns repeatedly over a 90-minute period. The 6 men used racist slurs against Jenkins and Parker during the raid. Court documents show the officers went there because a neighbor had complained that Black people were staying with the white woman who owned the home.
They tried to burn clothes that these victims were wearing while they were tortured with liquids, alcohol, stun guns. When they couldn't burn those clothes, they just discarded them.
That's crazy.
How you that dumb? You can't
They
burn
even went to
clothes?
the point of searching for shell casings.
This breaks my heart. This really breaks my heart. I can't.
Having found one of the 3 shell casings, they discarded it in a field, never to be found. Even discussing the possibility of using a drop gun, a gun to plant so that they can claim justifiable shooting. I was about to say homicide, but I'll leave it at shooting. Thank God he did live. Having decided against the drop gun, they took the BB pistol that they had used in their endeavors to sexually assault these victims and planted it by the victim who was shot, lying on the floor, bleeding.
Late this afternoon, Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Fish announced her office would file state charges against the 6 men. And the Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey said in a statement, the badge worn by so many has been tarnished by criminal acts of these few individuals. Based on the facts in their guilty pleas, all former deputies lied to me the night of the incident. Federal marshals took the 6 officers into custody Thursday, and a judge said that the men will be sentenced in mid-November. Live in Jackson, Tia McKenzie, 12 News.
How many times? And you know what you got to look at, everybody. How many times
They do deserve to die. They do.
Yeah,
they do.
And how many times this been done? Because this ain't your first time. You looked at burning clothes, getting rid. I didn't know one of them was shot. I guess that's why he had the patch on his neck. He must have been shot.
On the neck, yep. Mm-hmm.
And in fact, you hearing them saying, "We're gonna make this a homicide. We're gonna kill you. Take the gun to them, put in your behind." And now we're gonna plant this, and justify shooting the ground. And you gotta think how horrified, how tortured. Man, ain't no amount of money can bring you back. And the fear you got.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. For me, it's like kill the man. You just took his whole. It's crazy.
I mean, they can never get that back. You can't fix that with no amount of money. Ain't no time gonna do it. That's brutal, man. Because I was living with a white woman. Listen. Mississippi, let me tell you, states. I mean, this states we have no use for. Listen, no one on the planet. Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, half. Boy. But no, those states I named, those are, we don't need West Virginia. Really, it's no use for them. Listen, these Kentucky, there's no, listen, these people have murdered so many people. And that old ideology, do you know they still have prisons there where they only keep a few black? Dwayne, what was this in what? 1964 when you went to Kentucky? To see niggas?
No, this was 2005.
These people hadn't changed. I mean, I'm just being honest. They know this. How can I call the police and say, hey, it's two black guys living with a white woman? What 911 took this call?
Right.
Who took this call? And why were officers dispatched? Listen, calls are dispatched based off of priority. Let's do real thinking, people. When you call and say, my cat is stuck in a tree, how many police officers coming?
Not one. Fire department.
When I call and I say on the phone that two black guys are living with a white woman, my neighbor, how do 6 police officers show up? How does a police officer show up and say, I need backup and 5 more come?
That shows you there was an emergency.
This was dumb. The fact they're sitting here looking at just charging the officers. Who took this call?
No, that's
not recorded.
It's like if they planned it. Like if they had it in mind to do such evil, it's just too much.
Whose system is it? You're talking in Mississippi. There's no reason. Listen, people tell you there's no reason for nobody of color to stay in Mississippi. None. Mississippi is well outused it. Listen, Louisiana, they've outused their use. We can't do anything. They're not going to change. You're not going to make them do anything. That's just it. I don't know why people. You need to create a system that if you're going to live in these places, there needs to be a defense. You need a military. You need manufacturing. You need industry. You need to be producers of different things. You need to be able to educate yourself, medicate yourself. You can't. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, if Caucasian, just use for example, if they move back in a community of people of color, right? Because they're finna regentrification. Well, the school is going to change. What kind of stores are going to come over there? Piggly Wiggly is not going to be the main store. Okay, food line. It's going to be Publix. It's going to be Whole Foods. And the price of those homes going to go up, and that school is going to improve. That's what they bring with them because they have a system. It doesn't matter. You go in your low income. If 4 or 5 of them move there, their whole neighborhood is going to. We're going to get rid of the little Chinese liquor store. We're going to get rid of the little Muslim store. Listen, we're going to get a better gas station going to come in, and you're going to have multiple pumps. They're going to have a slurping machine with sandwiches, with stuff. I'm telling you. How many times have Kirkwood? We went over there. Look at how Kirkwood changed, how upgraded. And the juice, everything. These people can, you see what I'm saying? But this is what I'm trying to tell you. It is because they have a system. Their system allots for them. If what Yahushua was saying, what it was said, but if 2 or 3 are gathered well,
my name,
I'll be well.
In the midst.
Their government comes in the middle and makes sure that things operate for them. They read your book and they created a system from it where 2 or 3 white people gonna be gathered. Make no the system is gonna be in the midst. So while we looking at those 6 police officers that went down, that sheriff need to be terminated. Like he said, they lied to me. Why did you have to talk to them? Because you knew something was wrong and you bagged them because it's a good old boy system. That 911 operator need to be, let me tell you, some people need to be fired. Sheriff need to be terminated. There's no way you got 6 guys on your side called the goons and you're not aware of what they're doing. Terminate. Criminally charged. The sergeant, the watch sergeant, terminated. There's a watch sergeant for shifts who knows what kind of people you got in the street that report. Why do I have 6 officers responding to a call that says 2 black guys live with a white woman and not 2 black guys have a white woman hostage?
Right.
They fired.
Right.
She could have reported this. Somebody called. I'm not. Why did you dispatch? Other dispatchers are listening to some of these calls. These calls are monitored. Why did nobody saw the problem of why 5-6 officers went to a call that said 2 black guys live with a white woman? You can't make a call like that.
What you want? They usually ask you want an officer to come out. I mean, I've called police and they ask you.
What are you dispatching for? What does the manual say about this? They have manual. You train 911 operator based off a certain scenario. If you call, you say, "But I'm shot. I'm talking. Is the shooter still in the room? There are things I need to. I gotta keep. Are you conscious right now? Okay. What is your address? I need you to hold on for me. Is there a dog? I need to ask you because I'm sending EMS. I'm saying fire trucks. I need to alert these people. What is the situation you coming into?
Mm-hmm.
You just called and said 2 black guys live with a white woman. What's the call? They'll tell you how to respond. Who are you sending? Why are you sending these people? This is what people see. This is why this system will never be fixed, and you can't fix it because we made it about those 5 officers. Those 5 officers have a supervisor, a sergeant who's scheduled, who knows. I have these guys together.
Mm-hmm.
That means these guys working in the same zone. Why do they always show up to a call together?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm losing officers. I don't put 5 officers on the same street unless something going on. So a lot of things people not questioning, and this is the detriment of what happens to we're not informed enough. There is no way there's not a lieutenant, a captain who knew anything about these people. There's no way to. Why did the sheriff talk to them? He said, they lied to me. To tell you that is to say, what? I begged them.
Right.
And now I got to clear myself. Why did they have to talk to me? Y'all are too low. There are superiors before you get to me. Why did I have to talk to y'all? Because y'all junk done come up before. Okay. That's how people tell they want. People don't want to deal with the real truth. So you leave it at those officers. Those 5 officers taken by the federal marshals and U.S. Marshals, and now the world is a better place in Mississippi. This is Mississippi. Now we was talking about it. We show also went on. Y'all know we showed about the racial incident that happened there in Mississippi, but there was another incident happening in one of these southern towns similar, where some coaches were in a situation with some whites, and they wound up being charged and not the whites. I forgot the altercation. It was some coach.
All right, I'll do some digging for it. Y'all help me on that.
It just happened right after they're not
Okay.
and the black and the whites weren't charged, the blacks were.
Something I wanted to hit on that you mentioned is you asked me about my experience in Kentucky years ago. That was a very humbling experience. That was like the first time I was ever like in an entire city, entire county where I was the only person of my skin color. That right there was a very humbling experience. I never knew places like that actually existed until I was submerged in it. So it's very humbling. I learned a lot about the culture. Maybe we'll talk about that other time. But it was just very, very humbling experience when you really learn the history about these countries, these states, these counties.
Yep.
I don't think really for people of color, you don't learn the history, you see it. You live it.
Make it.
Yeah.
There's nothing that happened in times of our forefathers that don't happen to us today. We were castrated, we were raped, we were given abortions. All this still happen today. We were shot, we were false in prison. Tell me what didn't happen today out of what I just named.
Ooh.
So when you say we learn history, is it fair, or we can say we learned it from experience? There's a different one. From Caucasians, they're taught it. From people of color, you live it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what it is when it comes down to the system. What you think, Resident Joe?
Absolutely. I think you guys do live it. And I mean, to still see some man being raped in their own home, it's just, to me, wow. Things are still happening the same way. And it's like traumatizing to me. It's like, how can these people they're not going to be able to live normal just like in the past, right? It's just traumatizing.
No, you never be the same.
We the only people
Yeah,
that
mentally they were raped physically, but they were raped mentally too.
That's the real detriment.
Yep.
Absolutely.
How they gonna operate in a relationship sexually? If they are being, sexually engaged and a female rubs they behind, I mean, mine might just snap and lose it. You know what I'm saying? Touch your butt cheek or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to deal. Or physicists that not want to be bought, or feeling, inferior, feeling, just totally tarnished. Because there are gonna be people who gonna send, unfortunately, there are gonna be bad whites that'll send email, whatever, to them or put on social media. They should have been raped. They ought to be killed. There's too many. I mean, it's people think like that. It's unfortunate. That's what we do. Hey, they have a right. You have a right. That's the sad part in a right, and it's a good part to a right. You got the right to exist. The good part. They have a right to be racist and semantic. That's their right. You also don't have to allow people to feed you who you don't want to eat from, and you do that by building yourself up and establishing yourself where you can take care of yourself. I can't stress enough. I had an answer to. I think every race out of that. I don't think it should be a black issue. Or it takes anything away from anybody. It's just we keep dealing with them on the end of we don't have power. Nobody respects it. Nobody respects a person that doesn't have power. If I take you out, I grab you and I throw you on the ground and you can't get up, you know what I said? Well, I have a lot of respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a fear for you. Could know. Even with Jacob, who they call Jacob, he wrestled with the Mount Akim. You know what he told him? He said, "You have prevailed. You have power with Elohim and with man. You prevail." You know what else? We don't keep fighting. We let injuries in our mind. He had an injury of his leg, yet he still fought. Us, we don't have.
Tony, I have a question.
Go ahead. I'll charge for you.
I do hear you when you say, we are not fighting, but, just like I said, these people were mentally raped. So same thing with the past. I feel like more than a physical slavery, it became more of a mental slavery. And a lot of these people are still in that box, and it became more of an anger mentality rather than, I'm going to let somebody beat me. Now it's an anger mentality. So you can't function with anger. So it's just hard to take people out of that anger mentality. So how can they function with that? Although we do want them to realize, hey, the best way to do this is to start doing for yourself, start growing for yourself, but they can't because they're still in that mentality that they were trapped in. So how are people supposed to come out of that phase?
I don't think it's one answer for that. Like to say one thing is so many multiple issues that have to be addressed in order to kind of fix what they're dealing with. And the thing is, those are the two we know of, now today in the news. It's thousands of those type of people out here, from men to women. And yet we know we still learn to function. The problem is we have to stop being so comical for these people, to entertaining for them, and start looking at our welfare. And so it's kind of like sometimes when a guy's in the street or a woman in the street, then a kid gets involved in a relationship, the relationship can't stay the same anymore. You say, well, come on, we used to go out. Yeah, but at that time we didn't have a kid, and that's more serious. I got to look out now for my future and for the future of my child. People would do that, and they would change how they would do things. They'd be like, oh, man, you changed. It's like, well, I got responsibility now. It's not about me anymore. It's about them. We don't have that mentality in order to fix our situation. Or we look at, I can't play anymore. I can't be comical anymore. I can't entertain anymore because I got kids. And now I got to start looking at, I got to secure me a future for them as well. If you put it to them in the right perspective and people understand the agenda, then I think in a sense, you will never be able to save all. But for a large part of our people, you'll start to injecting a different attitude. The things we hear of like today will be things people will read about future down the road that was a history at one time, but we've corrected it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it needs to be. Like if a person got pictures when they had teeth, when they were going like this, then they get braces and they all going like this. They say, oh man, you look funny back then. Back then. See, the problem is we can't say back then. We got to say now. So once we come and correct the situation and put the proper protocol steps in play, then I think everybody will see a lot of this eventually kind of fade. It'll be a thing of the past. But we have to start it today. So tomorrow will begin our history. So that'd be my saying tonight too. If we start today, tomorrow can begin our history. That makes sense?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Tomorrow will be a new day. So therefore, what we did yesterday, we won't repeat. If we start today, tomorrow will be the beginning of our history. I can help our people. Listen, I'm not trying to take nothing from anybody. You know, it's part of your one time. And I say that with all honesty. I just don't have it anymore because I can see where if you keep fighting a fight and you're not winning, why you keep fighting that fight? Fight a different fight. Everybody get tired, everybody get frustrated and disgusted, but we can't give up on each other. I'm not giving up on white people. I ain't giving up on people of color. I'm not giving up on Hispanic people. Because at the end of the day, these skin colors that none of us chose are just the clothes. If we all take our clothes off, you know what? We'll have a big laugh. You know why? Because I'll look like you and you'll look like me. At the end of the day, let's just take our energy and do something more positive, more constructive. That's better us. You know, that's what we're here to do. Don't wait. You can lose a lot of time living, but not actually living. You need to live. You need to love. You need to trust. You need to believe. You need to be somebody different for you and for us. Hey, if anybody else should do you mind, you tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, on right here on Two Mics in My Mind. Hey, if nobody else told you they love you, hey, we love you. And our language is called a hog. Tuli, Love Doctor, Resident Joe, Shari Boston, take us home.
Yeah. Who up? Dr. Joe.
They're going to be tight. We're going to start out. Here we go.
You need more time to think? I give you a little more time.
No. You can't get
No, because Tony motivated me.
Yeah, we motivated.
L-E-A-D-O-F-F. Go.
Did you call her?
Find a.
What did she spell?
Tony.
Lead off.
Hakuna Matata. Go ahead.
Hakuna Matata. Find a tool that will help you climb that hole you're in. What? Find a tool that will help you climb out in that hole you're in. Because I see a hole as a situation.
Okay.
Yeah. Find a tool that will help you climb out in that hole you're in.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Nothing shall keep us.
Who next?
Color Purple. You heard what she said?
I heard she drunk.
Listen, she said, hold on. I'm motivated. I'm feeling motivated.
Man,
Hakuna Matata. Let me tell you something. If you're in a hole, find a tool that will help you hole your way out of there.
I guess you're getting technical difficulty.
Hole your way out of there.
I got to follow behind you, Dr. Joe. So you talking about being in the hole. So I'm gonna talk about the hole.
Whoa,
in terms
keep
of
it clean.
Loss. That's gonna be
Excuse me.
no
What did you say?
unpunished,
Wait,
but
what?
your losses will eventually turn into a game.
You said there's some foolish stuff like that. I tell you, your loss of being a game, man. Take that thing and put it in the trash with that sweater. What do you? Have you been hanging out with Resident Joe?
I got one.
Are you ready? You ready?
Here we go.
You got
I got one. This is the original.
Okay, scared.
No. It's okay to be in a hole, especially if you're a seed. Take that opportunity to grow.
Great job, Tuli.
Put that face.
I like that, Tuli. I like it, Tuli. Tuli, that was great. That was great.
Man, this woman just gave a sermon about the sperm and the egg.
What? Oh, Tony, no.
It's okay. Be in the house. If you see the seed, then you're gonna see it out, baby, one day.
She took
Tuli,
that
you
tool
did a great
and
job,
she
Tuli.
made that seed grow.
Two, you did a great
Oh,
job.
who am I tired of you too? You're gonna mess around my friend Angel Fernandez. He gonna cut you a real.
That was good.
What? That's scary.
It could become a story.
That's the best thing you come up with. That I'm saying, stay out of there. Don't go back in now. That place dangerous. Boss is bad. Did you hear what Tula said?
No, man, listen, man. They just called me, man. I said, Dave,
Hey, what did they do me?
I said,
Dave, listen, I called Dave. Dave, give yourself a check. He don't answer the phone.
hey, he said, y'all be on the show. He said,
Are you
he brought
serious?
the time.
So
Okay.
listen, go ahead. Dave, listen, let me tell you, Boss, get what she said.
What she say?
Oh, Smitty clapped. She said,
No, let me do it because you ain't gonna say it.
I let her tell. I let her say it.
It's okay to be in a hole, especially if you're a seed. Take that opportunity to grow.
You want me to translate that for you, Boston?
A dead man.
No. She just told you about the semen in the egg. It's okay to put your semen in there on the egg. Because one day, baby, you coming out 10 months later.
That's crazy.
That's
If
what
you-
she said.
If you make it, though, you may not be chosen.
That's right. It don't favor you. Be stuck in the hole. Look at that.
All right.
Go.
All right, what you got? Oh, you didn't want to hear Dr. Joe. Dr. Joe said it's okay.
Oh, I heard.
If you're in a hole, take a tool and hole your way out of there.
Yeah, I heard Dr. Joe. She said.
Yeah, to what? To the laughing. Tula said, what?
If you find your crack pipe, it may be in the pipe to get you out. Something like that.
It's after dark.
No, find a tool to come out of that hole. I
Yeah,
see
crack
holes
pipe. Come out of come out of the dope house.
Yeah. Trap hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's a situation in life as a whole. So find a tool, whatever it is, just like your son, your family, your religion, and come out of that hole.
All right, girl, I'm with you, boo.
You just preached that thing.
I'm with you, girl.
That's bad. And then Love Doctor had one. Love Doctor, tell me that one you said, what that dumb one you said? I mean, the one you had.
I'm just saying.
No, not Love
like
Doctor.
a seed.
So what it
be a book.
is
Smitty and I
it's
can write a book.
incomplete quotes. Sometimes people will make quotes, but they will do it incomplete.
Okay.
But the complete quote is, no good deed goes unpunished, but your losses will eventually turn into a gain.
Now, none of that inspire you.
That's crazy.
It made me want to snap every nigga on this planet with a turtleneck and slang them right out of it. It's time for you to get out your shell.
Hey, well, Bostic, I'm anxious to hear what yours is.
All right,
Yeah.
There you go, man. You hear that?
Learn
He
the
wants you
rules.
to have something dumb like his was.
Learn the rules and then break some.
Yeah.
Wow.
That makes sense. You're in the system. The way you're gonna make it, you got to break some.
You gotta learn them. You gotta know what.
No good deed goes.
You got something to top it? You got something to top it? You got something to top it?
Wow.
I gave you mine. Listen, if we start today, tomorrow begins our history.
It's a history of.
That is a good one.
Listen, man, that's all the don't talk. Listen. People might not believe it. Listen, I mean this. I hug everybody, every race. I have no ill feeling against nobody. I'm not there anymore. I gotta look at it.
Yeah,
What
and
does
I
it
took
take
his
for-
off. I took mine off of his.
Yeah. Oh no. And what was yours behind that? If we start today now, tomorrow begins our history. And yours was you're gonna
Find a
you
Find a crackhead. He shall show you
he got a knife now. He gonna cut you or real good. You in that hole. You got that hole. I'm telling you now. Me go get out that hole. Me go. And then his was no good deed goes unpunished. Chocolate pudding pop and you're off your game. I said what? And then hers was if you put the semen on the egg. Then 10 months later, it's going to poop out.
I saw her clapping. I said, that's gonna be good. Whatever she clapping for.
Now, since you heard what she said, what you thinking?
You know what? When you got to think about it too much, it's not a good one.
Go ahead.
But to leave yesterday behind, you have to find a tool.
It may not.
Oh my God. Who do you? Let me sound.
Oh, I ain't even saying that.
Who you work for? Craftsman? Who she work for? Motorcraft? One of these people. She's definitely put Snap on. Who you working for?
You have to find a motive.
Craftsman, Snap
You
on.
have to find a motive.
Who she work for? Milwaukee. These are all big tool names. Who I'm trying to figure out. Who do you work for? The tool.
You just told us you got to live right for your family, for your kids. That's
And
a
that's
tool.
a tool. Sing Akuma Matata in Spanish again. We'll do the background. A boom, 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 boom. A boom, 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 boom. A boom, 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 boom. A boom, 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 boom. A boom, 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 boom. A boom. What's this? Is Cher. A boom. A dum, 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 dum. A dum, 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 dum. A dum, 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 dum. Come on, where's Akuma Matata?
Okay, y'all want to give me a vegetable, please, so I can carry y'all by it.
Yeah, she sang a little Akuma Matata.
Go ahead, Tony.
I like how it sounds for me.
She was jamming. Let's hear you singing in Spanish. Let's hear some of the Akuma Matata in Spanish. She had come her Spanish brain.
Talking to me.
No, she could do it. She got a Spanish brain. She's talking about a summer come a dooba dabba dooba dooba dooba. How it go in Spanish? For two to get her saying, we need to hear, I need to Spanish so I can learn how to sing. Akuma Matata. It's still Akuma Matata though, right?
Joe, are you gonna sing or we gonna sit on here?
She's trying to think of how to do it. Yeah, I think she's trying
Freezing
to.
again.
She about to
So
start
I
crying.
was singing.
Say, what? We can't.
Now we
You use your tool. Use your tool and get it out of the hole.
Let me find a tool. Okay.
Find a tool and.
But I didn't hear Shara's quote.
He said it. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he
He
already
said,
went,
"Learn the
yeah.
rules, then breaks on."
Oh, it's cutting off.
Yeah, I got it from the book.
You know, they be reading.
Okay.
Don't waste time waiting for inspiration. Begin, and inspiration will find you.
Oh, look at Tudor looking. She said that's the one I had tonight.
No.
Yeah, she's looking at you finna hurt her. So tell us what you got, Joe. Come on, sing a little bit of that right quick.
God, it's time to
Don't be jealous. Find you a tool and dig a hole and come out in 10 minutes.
Hey,
Come on,
waiting on her. Come on, Joe, sing some. Yeah.
yeah, sing something. You can't rush perfection. Come on, Joe. Joe, we thought you were gonna sing it yesterday. If you sang it today, tomorrow it'll be history.
It's a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why we call it a present.
Wow. That's better than you did. I like that better than that sperm in the hole because we got kids on this show. Come on,
Hakuna
Doctor.
Matata. No hay problemas. Para...
Yeah, that's 2 words.
I'm singing it.
You sung 2 words. Hakuna Matata. No so
Demos. That's it.
no so demo.
No problems. No worries.
No hay problemas para el mundo de hoy. Hakuna Matata. That's all I have.
Worry for the rest of your days. It don't seem like the words fit.
No hay problemas para el resto de la vida. Hakuna Matata.
Why you
She worse than a man got busted with sign language.
Yeah.
It's freezing again.
Hey, she had to fake it, man. Them ain't the words, man. All right, y'all getting sleepy now. It's gonna get wild now. Get me off here.
Horrible.
Y'all better get me off of here.
Horrible.
Y'all don't shake with it or nothing.
Man,
Future likes that
President Joe,
song.
be honest.
I'm gonna put it one day. Oh, you could have just YouTube it.
Hey, President Joe, be honest. How many words you just made up?
That's tight. Too much of the mind out the door. Now you got to tell it, Joe. He said, "How many words
Hey,
you made up on that song?"
how many of them words, Joe, that you had to make fit? Because
No,
there was no English, no Spanish word for that word.
Hakuna Matata not made up, she said.
But then she said, "Hasta la Vega."
Yeah, but how she gonna say Hakuna Matata if she ain't said it in Spanish?
Yeah.
No words, because I keep on repeating the same thing, which is the only part I know.
What part? All you know is "Don't worry."
Exactly.
No
Uh-oh.
Hasta la
Man, the way
Vega.
done fell asleep, man. You know his bowels go moving.
You know what happened? I seen that short sleeve shirt. That man got on about a pair of drawers, and he had them streaked on. Remember that day he slid on that
We
couch
don't
and
translate it. We just say it.
y'all don't translate it. Y'all just saying it. Then we say, "All right, well, you tell me your word for Akuma Matata."
The girl just said it don't translate. It just
That's
says
it. I'm saying, come on, you say it with
Yeah.
me with your Spanish
I
word.
said
All right.
YouTube the song.
All right, now I'm gonna say it for you in English. You tell me in Spanish. All right, you ready? Akuma Matata.
It's Hakuna Matata.
Oh, you saying coon?
It's not Tata.
That's offensive.
That's titties. That's titties.
Yeah,
Tata.
Tata. Tata's at breast. A grab a damn Tata.
Okay, go ahead.
Shake that around me.
Hakuna Matata.
Akuma Matata.
Hakuna. Hakuna
Akuma.
Matata.
Akuma. He's saying.
I
He's
know.
not. He said
But in
Akuma
Spanish,
Matata.
well, actually in Spanish, tatas are breast too.
So y'all
I'm
saying
telling you what it is. You don't tell me.
Tatas.
I'm telling you.
A grabbing them a tatas. So we say Akuma Matata. You say
You're gonna have to put it here one day.
Inappropriate.
That's what I'm saying. They done
Hakuna
took it.
Matata.
Y'all done took a kid movie and done sexed it all
Hakuna
up.
Matata.
See
Yeah,
that?
they ain't fell asleep. Man.
She said, "Rah." Y'all roll that R too, don't you? She's like, "Rah."
I was supposed to be on a
What
flight
gotta
tomorrow.
do
I'm
your
gonna
last
have to cancel it. I'm sleepy. I ain't gonna make it.
What's that? What sound does the last letter of your name make? Joe?
All right, yes.
What sound does the last letter of your name make?
Ah.
Yeah. Rah. You supposed to roll it. See, know what? Look at that
No,
shit.
it's not. There's no R.
Huh? I speak
Negro.
Spanish. I speak Spanish. Do you know how to say great job in Spanish?
Negro.
Great job in Spanish.
See?
You want me to say it?
Okay.
C.
C.
It don't start with a C. No, it starts with a G. Great job.
No, I'm saying
That's Spanish.
no, I'm
talking about
saying
grandson.
yes in Spanish. See, like I want to hear you say it.
C is not okay. Great job. That's how you say it in Spanish. I taught my grandson how to do it. We was in Mexico. I taught my grandson how to do all
No,
that.
that's not how you say it.
That is how you say it in Spanish.
Buen trabajo.
Okay. Now, are you speaking Spanish, Spain Spanish, or you speaking Mexican Spanish?
Negro Spanish.
I'm speaking all Latin American Spanish.
So, but you know, there's a difference in the Spain Spanish is considered to be proper Spanish, correct?
Smitty.
I don't speak
Really?
Spain. Spanish is too weird. It sounds
But,
too,
but see what I'm
too
saying?
weird.
But it's considered
like
to be more. Yeah.
salud.
See what I'm saying? That's what I speak. I speak Spain Spanish. 'Cause
Smitty.
great
It doesn't
job.
matter. It doesn't
When I
matter
talk-
how many times you try to memorize your final speech. It's not gonna feel like it's gonna come from you.
See, Spain, the Spanish, it came Spanish. Quesadilla. You know what quesadillas come from?
I want them. I really want them
The
to.
Spanish. You heard of Spanish quesadillas?
Where's Dwayne at?
Yes.
Man, he had that hot sweat on. That man neck so much.
He went to sleep.
His neck musty and it wet. You can't wear that thing all day. Why? What is the purpose of a short sleeve turtleneck? It's like a jumbo shrimp. That makes him an oxymoron. That means my arms are hot, but my neck is cold. The man is an oxymoron. Why would you wear a short sleeve turtleneck? If I'm wearing a turtleneck, I'm gonna wear the sleeves because I feel like it's needed to insulate the heat in my body.
That's right.
He don't know that the person that saw that sweater is laughing at him because they, you know what? They took them little sleeve and they sold a whole pant set for an ant because he had that much material left over.
Not an ant.
How about listen? It's impossible. You think about that. You tell that man you can buy one pair of jeans for like a kid that's like 6 feet, and you can get him 8 pair of jeans out of him.
Tony, name a vegetable.
Orange.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
Tony, name a vegetable.
Collard green.
Okay, name another one. Okay, now I can do greens.
Oh, what you mean you could do green?
What?
You could do orange too.
I can if I ask for a fruit, sir.
It's not fruit. I could have gave you tomato. It'd be either one. Fruit.
Give me another one.
A number? Okay.
No, another veggie.
Another veggie. Lima bean.
Oh my gosh, no. Okay, give me. Well, I don't have that right here in front of me.
Which one?
Give me another. I'm just gonna pick one.
All right, now I'll give you one. The black eyed pea.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, these vegetables. Oh, it don't fit in the silk.
No, I don't have that right.
Joe, do you know anything about those vegetables I just named?
Carrot.
Yeah.
A carrot. Okay, great. Thanks.
Wow.
I cook me some good black eyed peas.
Carrots.
You be having some draw, man. Don't be selling that fun, man. You be having some pan, man. This is a family. This is after dark. What they have with your pan.
I'm finna go. Let's just go.
No, it's late night now.
That man sweet, man.
So tell us about the fruit.
That man put on his pajamas.
That's right.
Broccoli.
Change my wardrobe nice and comfortable now. Big
Man, you probably got some cow pajamas on or something.
He probably is. He don't want
Go
to
ahead,
talk.
tell me what you got, girl.
Stop. Everybody stop talking. I'm gonna tell y'all something about corn. Okay. Corn is good for your spleen, your stomach, your kidneys, and your large intestines, right? But you can't eat a lot of corn because it creates dampness in your body. Okay. Corn promotes urination. Let's go back to what we talked about, black eyed peas. Bueno, can you tell us about your urination from eating the
You
black?
know what? It was nice and clear though. I
But-
did pee a lot, but it was nice and clear. It was so I've never
guarantee
well
I
I
don't
have,
wanna
but
hear
it's like
about
when
it.
you drink a lot of water, it looks clear like that. But
It
it's
should be
black
like
eyed
that.
peas.
You still clean. You never been a woman. It should be like that.
Okay, so now
I heard that too.
yes, it does. It promotes urination, and it also balances your body fluid. So that's why you don't want to. You have to, because it creates dampness. That's the urination, the extra that you're doing. You don't want to eat too much of it. It does have nutritional value, contrary to what people do. But
Well,
don't
you keep it all the way down like mashed potatoes.
the small the question y'all have that y'all see like in Chinese food. Don't eat those because those create.
Do what now?
Don't eat those small baby carrots that you see in like Chinese food. Not good for you. Also, the corn silk that you take off the corn, corn silk.
You boil and make some out of it.
But isn't the corn man-made, Tuli? Isn't that artificial?
No.
No,
Well, the
but their
Indians
jokes
have
are corny.
You can definitely use the corn silk and you can make a tea from that. And you can use that tea for urinary tract infections and kidney stones.
I need to get something on. Y'all hear that? If you piss when you got on the football field, you need to get you some of that corn husk and start making it. Because I'm telling you, that's the best thing. I know that. If I feel I'm gonna go out there and urinate on the football field, I'm gonna take me some.
So that's it for that. Now we are about to go because
But
I've
they
had
don't know them fats though. Them fat. Why you ain't telling me about them? Give me some corn, black eyed peas.
no, you don't. You do not
What
need.
lemon pea do? What lemon pea?
You need that. No,
Watermelon make me pee. What watermelon good for? Cause I be peeing. I drink that watermelon. I be peeing.
you don't need that. You don't.
Man, I had to pee after I peed. I said, goodness, it was a lot of pee. I said, that's a lot of pee after I peed.
That's why I
So
said
you know what that mean? That mean I pee.
Oh, look
If
That was good.
you pee, that means you
I
pee.
like that.
Oh, yes, Tony.
Brother, no, I'm taking on the road. This after dark, IPP with a clear conscience.
Yes. But
Yes. But
watermelon seeds are good though. They clear
yeah,
your
grind them up.
lung and they remove.
Yeah, I heard that.
Them.
I got a bag of watermelon seed. I know.
In your stomach.
And
it
what do you
your bowels and it increases urination. So, all right.
watermelon seed?
Yep.
I got some in the bag. I've been waiting on you to cook them.
You do not need them. That's why you don't have to have them because you do not need any help with any of those areas.
Y'all see what I'm saying? It's a napkin on the other side. Y'all see watermelon I saved them?
Tony, why do you save the seeds?
Yeah, they got health benefit to them. You don't throw them away. Health benefit, then you grow some more. You eat a watermelon you like, keep the seed. That's a sweet one. How's gonna get it? It's hard to find good watermelon.
All right, we about to go. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this quote.
Yeah.
Shady,
Today, plant the seeds of growth in your life and be absolutely committed to watering them every day as necessary.
What? That was terrible.
I like that.
I just tried to tell
That's
her.
why she was talking about that. That's why she was talking about when
memorize
she came
it
out with
while
that
we
with the
were
semen and the egg. I knew it was gonna be about the egg on one of them most sick.
Talk about seeds and things like that.
We was not.
Today, plant the seeds of growth in your life and be absolutely committed to watering them every day as necessary.
You know what she just said? She just told single men go out here and make babies every day.
Amen.
Non-stop.
I like
And
it.
you don't
Judy.
take care of stuff the ones the courts make you get, because she said as necessary. So if the police don't get involved, you don't go to court, don't take him. Just go spray your little oats around him, making these babies. And then if the police don't come, you go to court, don't worry about paying for it. That's what I heard.
All right then. But
Yeah,
thank you
take
all. We apologize for our
We're about to take it back.
Nobody encourages you. Encourage
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind.
All right, you do something better, I'll do something better, and we'll be better together. Until next week. Thanks again for joining us. We apologize for our delay.
Amen.
Hi, Julie.
Amen.
Hasta la vida. No problemo.